Hey, we are here with some more Laughing Shall We Die, our new Torchbearer game, and we're back for session 2. And as Jared said, hopefully we'll get through 2 rooms this time. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to do this little start of the session procedure stuff that happens in Torchbearer whenever you start a new session. That's not the first one. So the first thing, this is a fun little thing. I don't think any of you guys know this, but at the start of each session after the first, one player recounts the events of the previous session. If the group is satisfied and well reminded by their prologue, the recounting player may alleviate one condition. If they have no conditions, restore a point of tax nature. If they have no tax or conditions, reduce their immortal burden by 1 or memorize a first circle spell. Unfortunately, I don't think any of you have any of those things currently. I think you're as good as you could be, except for being fresh.
I'll memorize the first circle spell. It's not a thing I can do, but I'll do it anyway.
That's hilarious. It says right below that, if no one has conditions or tax at the start of a session, the game master has been too nice. So there you go. The game's telling me I gotta be meaner to you guys.
Or maybe we only got through one room, and that's why.
Yeah, that's probably. They probably expected us to do more than one.
Yeah, I assume so. So if anyone would like to give us the recap for last time, you can feel free. Though, because there's no actual benefit for you this time, I'm also happy to give the recap.
I'll do it.
We left. We got here. We killed the Draugr. Now we're done.
David did a good job. He gets one.
No, that is not how this works. Would someone like to actually recount the events of the previous session for me?
That's basically all that happened.
Right, but like, what's going on? What are you actually doing here?
So, somebody showed up to town and was like, "There's a troll in the dungeon. Also, there's undead up there." And then he went to a coma. So we came up here, or basically, I got sent up here, and they were hired to follow me or something. I don't remember exactly why they came with.
They came with for riches and knowledge.
Right. Yeah. That's right. And as you do. And so we had a map, so we didn't have to waste time walking. And we got to a big hole in the ground, and we rappelled down the hole in the ground. And then we came to this room. In the first room, there was a little campsite. In the second room, which had some gold, and as soon as Jared touched the gold, the corpses came to life. And then I guess we didn't kill them. We chased them away.
Yep.
Because I guess in this game, zombies have a sense of self-preservation.
We got 3D coins.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, and there were some jokes about the coins being 3-dimensional. And I think that was it, except for that Jared really wanted to run them into the spinning blades, and that didn't happen.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think I properly set the expectations for what you could or could not accomplish in the conflict.
Well, I mean, if we had done it without any, what's the word? If we had done it perfectly without any conditions.
Compromise or whatever.
Compromise, yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you were doing a drive-off conflict, right? So your terms at the beginning of the conflict where we drive them off was your success, so you couldn't have ever gotten
to the blade.
No, you could. That wasn't part of the again. That would have been a kill conflict. So
I also found out that it was 2 HP more difficult to drive them off and just kill them, which seems. I mean, I guess it makes sense because again, zombies and self-preservation not really usually a thing. But I didn't know that was possible in the rules, and so now I feel like I'm just gonna try and kill everything.
Well, so the thing, they're different. It's different for every single monster, which ones they have the higher hit points for. So it's certainly something that you can take into account if you remember that the zombies, they had this particular HP for this. That's fine. But you won't be able to know in advance what the danger of each option would be. The thing that's dangerous about kill conflicts is that you guys can be killed, right? Whereas unless it's really bad in a drive off or whatever, you guys won't die. So anyway,
then we won't be able to go anywhere, and so we might as well be dead because we won't have anywhere to go. So
okay. So once the prologue is given, the game master lays out the obstacles directly ahead of the characters. Where are they? What's around them? What adversaries seek their destruction? So you guys are not deep. You're barely into the tomb of the Sorcerer-King.
We came down pretty far. That's pretty deep.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you went down into the cylindrical.
We're deep in the ground. We're not very deep into the tomb.
Into the tomb, yeah. Indeed. And you just finished driving the Draugr off. And you guys are in this kind of like weird crypt room. There are still some scattered objects to look at, but there's still more dungeon to explore. There's a corridor to your north and two to your to the east. One of them is filled with spinning blades that you'll have to, if you want to get through that corridor, you'll have to figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, there's still plenty to explore in the Tomb of the Sorcerer-King. You guys do know from your examination of the carvings outside of the tomb that there's likely also, besides the Draugr, a magical construct of some sort inside the tomb somewhere. That was what you were able to gather from your examination of because it was like a bunch of hieroglyphics of the tomb being made and like the guy being interred in it and stuff. And so you're like, there's a big statue here that came to life. I wonder if that's in there. So that's where we are and what we're about to do. And so now would be a good time to set goals. I suppose the first thing we should have done is just introduced characters. So let's do that real quick now before we do goals, and then you guys can change beliefs or instincts if you'd like as well. Why does it? That's really weird. It is showing question marks for all of your names instead of the proper overlay. So I have to change that. Connor, who are you playing?
I am playing, I forget his name now.
Kagan.
He is a dreamwalker.
Well, you're forgetting his name because there are only question marks in the overlay, but now that I fixed it, now you don't remember his name.
Oh, yeah, there you go, yeah. His name is Kagan. Sorry, I just reverted for some reason. He is a human dreamwalker, but he learned his dreamwalking skills from the elves. Do we want to do beliefs?
Yeah. So the thing is,
traits.
now is the time that you get to like change those things, right? So that we can take a look at those. Okay. And you can change them if you want to. At the very least, you should change your goal if you didn't figure one out last time. In terms of because typically we want these to be things you could do in one session. So if you weren't able to accomplish it last time, probably want to change it.
So my belief is find out how the world is going to end. Mm-hmm. My instinct is always use my mirror to peek into the room before entering. My traits are dream haunted and skeptical.
Yeah. And then what do you want your goal to be?
Do you want me to click on those so that they appear in the thing, or?
No, it's fine. I have it open right now. We're looking at your character sheet. So.
And for my goal, I suppose I could leave it. Oh man, I did not mean to click that.
I would do something a little bit more concrete to like what's happening in media res, right?
Yeah, I always feel so lame though coming up with a goal that's so easily achievable.
Right, but you don't have to do
which is
something.
My problem. So I don't get XP.
You don't have to do something like get some gold, right? Because that's obviously not what your character cares about. What your character does care about is knowledge, right? So write something about, right? It's just some sort of concrete piece of knowledge that you can gain, right?
Places, learn more about this place.
About what's in this room over here.
Learn more about what's in this place is a good goal.
Yeah.
I want to find out what's in this room over here.
Nice try.
I keep pressing that. Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then David, who are you playing?
I click on those all the time too. Every time I try and interact.
Yeah.
It's like, where's my character? Playing Oskeladd. He's a human theurge. My belief is the greatest sagas chronicled the redeeming of the lost. My creed opens at 3rd level. My instinct is never leave a wound to fester. My traits are, I don't know if we talked about traits. Traits are defender, touched by gods, and loyal.
Yeah, I don't think we announced them at the beginning of the first session, but we can do the classic burning wheel thing and read them off. Those are relevant.
Okay. They're also a lot less in this one. Wheel.
Yes.
Usually. I don't have a goal yet because I.
Yeah, what do you want your goal to be?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I know.
Like you could make a goal about if you cared about like actually taking care of the Draugr once and for all, you could do that, right? You could be like find the Draugr and exterminate them, or
Yeah. I was thinking of like finding out why there's undead here, but I don't know if that's like a one session kind of thing. Like obviously I want to do something about the undead problem.
One thing you do know is that the undead were on the engravings outside as well. You did see that as well, right? So in the hieroglyphics of like the tomb being made, you saw a bunch of soldiers surrounding the guy who was entombed, and then they died and then came back to unlife. So I think it's clear to all of you why, right? It's like his soldiers that got turned into his undead guardians, right?
Okay. But do we know why he was able? Did the carving explain why he was able to do that?
No. Yeah, I mean, you wanted to learn more about like the maker of the tomb. That's something you could do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because like for instance, there's this dead guy here with no head, and he's not a Draugr.
Sure.
So like, it's not just like if you die here, you become a zombie, or he'll become a zombie soon. One of the two. But so yeah, I guess sure. We'll find out more about why people are undead.
I knowing what I know about the adventure, I don't think that's a goal you're gonna be able to finish.
Happen. Okay.
Yeah, so it's really not that complicated, right? It's just like undead servants to serve him forever. He was a wizard, right? Like that is something you know about the dude who was here. So
all right.
But I mean, there's certainly more to learn about who he was and whatnot, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. We'll learn more about the. Sorry, was he the what?
The Sorcerer-King.
The Sorcerer-King. Sure.
Sounds good.
And also find out if that was proclaimed title. Or not.
Yeah.
Sounds like Luffy. I'm the Pirate King.
And then Jared, who's Eldrid?
A level 0 female elf.
Level 1, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the same.
Believe. I'll do whatever it takes to be reunited with my people. My creed opens at 3rd level. Goal. Find something that benefits me in the dungeon.
Okay.
Instinct. Always on the lookout for traps and ambushes.
Oop, clicked it now.
Every time.
Right, because you're like trying to click off of the text box.
Click on it. But it, like the actual context area for that button is huge.
It's huge, yeah. That's so funny. Cool, yeah. And then you got the trait Firstborn and Calm.
Oh, yeah, traits too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't read them off last time, so it's fine. Cool. Yeah, and that's a new instinct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Much elf stuff in the necromancer layer.
Probably not. No. Yeah.
Maybe he was an elf and that was elf stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dun, dun, dun.
Did the rock carving have pointy ears?
It did not.
Okay.
That's funny. Cool. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah. Often one character will drum up a lead. Maybe they find a map here, remember from their friends, or perhaps need to remove a pesky curse. This character is considered the leader for this adventure. I think we've decided that Oskeladd is the leader for this adventure, right? Because he's the one who took the mission in the first place.
That's right. Yeah.
Leadership is an informal role. Leaders settle disputes among the characters about direction or method of approach, and the role changes with each adventure. Each player should have a chance to lead an expedition during the campaign. So, yeah, we can keep that in mind. If there's ever a question about where you actually go, if you have an argument about it, then David is the one who makes the final call.
Cool. I say we're going into the spinning blades.
Cool. Let's see if there's anything else that's relevant. Hey, at one point, Connor, something to point out for you, Connor, because you have the cartographer skill. One player, usually the player with the heart, should keep a descriptive log of the areas and locations you visit. This log can later be translated into a map using the cartographer skill. This map allows you to travel through the wilds and dungeons a bit more freely. So,
but we have a map, so
you don't have a map of the dungeon.
We do. It's right here. We just don't have most of it filled out.
Right, and the idea would be if Kagan makes a cartographer test, and you guys need to be moving back through, like let's say you needed to backtrack and go out of the dungeon and come back in.
Okay.
Kagan could make a cartographer test to make a map of the dungeon so far, and then you won't have to make a test to get back to the same place you were. There won't be obstacles in your way or anything like that, right?
Oh, but if he doesn't do that, then it's like Dark Souls, and we have to kill everything over again.
Not everything over again, but like I think the idea is that like
new stuff might be
around. You didn't keep as well track of what was there as you thought you did, that sort of stuff.
Okay, interesting.
But that's probably not relevant right now, but I just noticed that in the book here. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and do it. So you guys are still in this room. You only got a chance to like grab one thing. So there is plenty of other stuff to check out. Let me grab my document here, and I will read off the description of the room again. You guys can rummage around. Let's see. Tomb of the Sorcerer-King. So recesses line the walls here, housing the bodies of long dead men and women. A few of these corpses have been disturbed and lay crumpled on the floor to the west, as well as a much more fresh-looking corpse of a man missing his head, which Oskeladd went over and checked out. A large stone sarcophagus sits in the eastern portion of the room, and various parchments, maps, and a dusty book lay scattered across its surface. Broken pottery lies at the foot of the stone edifice. 3 corridors lead out of the chamber, one to the north and 2 to the east, one of which contains several large mechanical arms with blades at the end of them, all spinning wildly. Yeah. So, what would you like to do?
Split up.
Real quick, actually, I assume that you're lighting the lantern again, Oskeladd.
I mean, I don't have any oil, but
Kagan has oil, and I believe Eldrid has oil too.
And can I enchant the thing?
Enchant what exactly?
Make it burn forever.
Make it burn forever.
The lantern.
Yeah.
You could try, I suppose.
I enchant a light spell onto it.
Let me take a look at nature.
Wait, David, what weapons do you have?
I have a spear and a shield.
I enchant his spear to glow radiantly. Need some extra hand space.
Yeah, there you go. And also then my spear dazzles people when I stab them, right? They can't see.
Let's see, 65. Oh, I made handouts for this too. I forgot. Else can also gain the enchanting descriptor. I'm curious if it gives any. I don't think it gives any direction as to what exactly you can do with it, but I guess that's kind of up to me. So channeling within your nature. If you channel your nature for a test that falls within your character's nature descriptors, there's no further cost or penalty, pass or fail. Go forth and drink the ocean, son of Odin. That's what it says.
Well, I mean, we just want to light a lamp. I feel like we do a lot more. We should just see the whole dungeon forever.
Sorry. That's channeling within your nature. So that means spending a persona point to add it to something. You're just acting within your nature. So when overcoming an obstacle in the game involves one of your descriptors and you do not have the skill in question, you can roll your current nature rating instead of a skill.
What would he replace with enchanting? Is enchanting a skill?
Yes, I believe it is. Or at the very least, like making of arcane implements, there is at least 1 or 2 skills for that, stuff like that. So, but Eldrid doesn't have any of those, right? So she can roll her nature instead.
Enchanter is a nature thing.
Right, he's saying because you don't have.
I'm saying if you did have some sort of like actual magical skill for this, you would have to roll that instead. You couldn't, though you could channel nature and like spend a persona point and add things to it. But basically what you're doing is because you're an Ilving, right? You have this enchanting nature descriptor, which means, yeah, you're naturally good at like bestowing small enchantments on things. So You can indeed attempt this. It's not going to be as good as if you had like had a skill and were adding your nature to it, but it's
What would
certainly
that
something
skill
you can do.
be?
I think it would be there's like an alchemist skill, and there's a
Arcanist?
arcanist is
Okay.
like using spells. I'm almost positive there's something. Oh, here we go, skill list. So yeah, there's alchemist.
I don't think it would be.
I mean, you don't have it either. I don't. We can look this up later. You don't have it either way, so you're just rolling your nature is what I'm saying. So,
Gotcha.
so you're attempting to enchant something. You want to make his spear glow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really should find some equivalent to that to know what makes sense there. I wonder if there's a spell for that. There probably is. Let me take a look. Then we can use the obs there. Weird lights. Okay, that makes sense. How long would you like this to last, Eldrid?
Forever.
Forever is not an option.
Oh, what are the options?
So you want basically just one light. Okay, first I guess how powerful do you want the light to be? Like lantern level?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a base ob 3. And then
Oh boy.
would you like it to last for 2 turns, 3 turns, 4 turns, or a whole phase? So phase would be like as long until you make camp, it will last.
What are the ob increases for each?
2 turns would be 0, 3 turns would be 1 more, 4 turns would be 2 more, and a whole phase would be 3 more.
Let's do 2 because I only have 4 per roll.
Okay, so yeah, just try for a lantern for 2 rolls worth of light. Sounds good. Yeah, go ahead and roll your nature.
Wait, does rolling this add to the grind?
Yeah, it's a test.
I don't even think it's worth it. It's just a huge waste of time. Yeah, never mind.
Sounds good. Well, hey, at least I at least know what sort of stuff you could probably attempt with enchanting.
Who
Yeah.
has oil again?
Kagan does. So yeah, Kagan, do you want to hand over one of your flasks to Oskeladd so we can light the lantern?
Why should I? Yeah, I will.
Okay.
And that lasts for 3 turns?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I will put a 3 on here on the turn tracker here, and we'll decrease it by 1 every time you make a test.
So we got to find another way to do this because we don't have enough oil pouches to do this every single time we fight.
So it's not going to happen every single time you fight. Like, there's obviously going to be.
Yeah, it was the thing that Caleb did last time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
As a complication.
We're never not going to take damage at all.
Right, but it's kind of boring to do that every time. So.
Well, right.
There's plenty of other stuff. I can take your backpack.
Like, yeah, once and then it's gone, and then you have to kick over the lantern again.
I mean, I can also like have other things happen besides stealing your equipment. So.
Okay.
There's plenty of options.
Yeah. All right. So which direction did the zombies run?
North.
North, like this way, or north, like this way? Okay.
Yeah, the tunnel that immediately heads north.
All right. Well, I suppose we should probably put some distance between us and them. This way it is, I guess.
Were you guys gonna glance around the room anymore? There was still stuff that you hadn't poked at yet. So.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Kagan wanted to. I mean, last time, Connor, you were interested in the parchments and books and stuff that were on the sarcophagus. If you'd like to check those over now.
Yes. Does that require a roll?
It does not. Nope. You
Okay,
see a map and some of the parchment is just like scribbled notes that are kind of incomprehensible to you.
Okay.
It's in some sort of shorthand or something like, or bad handwriting that you can't, like, whoever wrote it obviously knows what it meant, but impossible for you to decipher.
Can I roll to decipher?
Sure, but again, it would take test to the grind.
Yeah. Okay. Probably not worth it.
Right.
Although it might be worth it to me.
Right. And as a note, this might be something to keep in mind. Like if you reach something like this and you're like, you know what, this would be something my character would do instinctively, then you could add an instinct, right? And you change your instinct to be, I, try to decipher the meaning of lore whenever I see it, right? Because then that you can do that for free. You can't do it now because we've already started the session. But
I was going to say I haven't done anything with my instinct yet. Could I change it to that?
Do you want to change it?
Session?
Yeah, you can. That's fine. I'll allow it.
Okay.
Nobody's
Right, could you also theoretically just like stash it in your bag and figure it out later when it doesn't grind
also
you?
you also can do that.
Okay.
Always investigate.
What was your other one? Oh yeah, always look in the mirror. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Kagan can still do that if you guys hear something up ahead and want to like specifically check out a room.
Test.
It would just take a test. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that seems like a pretty good instinct for Kagan to have.
Never leave a page unturned.
That is a good instinct. Cool. Yeah. So
I'm gonna find the biggest blank book I can find and make you turn all the pages.
Go ahead and make an ob2. Guess it would be lore master. I'm slightly confused on the difference between like scholar and lore master.
So I have a 5 in lore master and a 3 in scholar. So this is a lore master test.
I just want to make sure that like.
Yeah, no, I was confused about it too. I assume scholar would be like you writing the stuff and more like
scholar seems to be it might be what it is.
Researching something.
Let me check lore master again.
I'm guessing it's like the difference between math and history. That would be my guess.
Okay, lore masters are the keepers of arcane knowledge and deep mysteries.
Right.
So, scholars for everything else.
Except for religious stuff, which is
except for religious stuff. Yeah, exactly. Scholar is for so it says, but they specialize in writing accounts of events for historical records, as well as plumbing the depths of libraries and archives for secrets. So I think it's going to be a scholar test, but it's not going to be super high. It's just going to be, I think, up 1, right? Because you're just reading it.
I help him with lore master.
It is not arcane, so no.
I think we just decided it wasn't that.
Can I help him with theologian? Is there
there's no relevant theological stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Help him with 0 scholar.
I help him with my will.
No, you can't do that either.
So I can't see the whole list of options. I forget that you really have to expand the character sheet quite a bit to like get all of the boxes to like.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Wait, what?
So
what are you talking about?
So like when you pull up like the scholar check or like a check or whatever, you can't really see the full box unless you like make the default character sheet size bigger.
Oh,
but anyway, so I'm rolling 3 against 1.
One note: there's actually an edit mode and a play mode, so that makes everything look a little better. Actually.
Oh, okay, that's helpful.
Play mode.
Because then
it just takes all the fields away too. That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice that you're not accidentally clicking on stuff though.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna accidentally post my instinct and everything.
I think you can still post them, but
I still
it's not doing it.
Do it. But it's less easy to do so.
If you click on where it says like the word instinct, it'll post it or like next to it.
Yeah.
But it won't post it anywhere else like it does already.
Yeah. But you can't edit things without.
Well, right. Yeah.
Oh, whatever. It's fine. Okay. I'm gonna roll scholar.
Yep. So it's just ob 1.
So 3 versus 1. That's what we're.
I believe so. You don't have any.
I don't have helper aid.
Do you have a trait that you would like to call on for this?
Skeptical.
Probably not.
How about touched by the gods? A god tells me what's in the. Okay, anyway.
Well, you're not even helping him, so you can't really.
I can help him with
really
my god touch.
Skeptical souls are always watching for lies and deceit. But they can go too far when the skeptic thinks that even the truthful are liars. So that's what it means. It's not relevant to this. And yeah, dream haunted probably isn't relevant either. It's just some notes. But yeah, I think
Dream Haunted is going to help you with anything.
unless you want to spend a persona point on it. Oh, did you guys mark the persona points that you earned last time? Connor didn't.
I did.
I did.
Where you go,
Guess I got
Connor?
even more.
Do we remember what he got last time?
No idea.
Connor,
Sorry, what was the question?
I think you forgot to put in your Artha that you earned last time. On your
Did I
character
earn
sheet.
Artha last time?
I think so. Everybody did. I
And
think.
you completed a thing, didn't you?
I must not have been paying attention. It's okay, buddy.
Let's see. I think you had at least one fate point. I know.
I don't even remember what came from what anymore. So
Because your belief was the same. You didn't work on it. Your goal was not relevant. Your instinct wasn't relevant. Actually, maybe you didn't earn any.
That's possible.
What are the other things you earn Artha for again?
have her.
Let me check. I just want to make sure Connor actually gets his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really bad at paying attention to that stuff in Burning Wheel games.
That's fine.
So acting on your belief, working towards your goal, benefiting from your instinct, gallows humor, playing against your belief, accomplishing a goal, crisis, most valuable player and team worker. Yeah, I don't think you did earn any Artha last time.
No,
actually.
I didn't do it. Yeah, that's fine. As expected.
When we get to the end of, oh, by the way, David, I was going to say, because you gave us the prologue, you can take an extra fate point because there's no other
Thanks.
thing you could get.
Yeah.
I will double check the end of the last session once we're done here, Connor, just to make sure that you didn't earn anything. But not looking at everything, I don't think you did.
No, I don't think I did
Yeah.
either. Well, I succeeded, correct?
Oh, did you just roll?
Yep, I got 1 to 1.
Yep. So you succeeded. So this is someone's scrolled notes about the tomb itself, right? So this is basically someone is, and it looks fresh, right? And the campfire, the campsite that you saw in the room before also looked fresh enough that there's someone else in here probably. It's possible they just left right before you guys got here. But it's also entirely possible there's someone still in the tomb somewhere.
And how did they not unleash the drug?
Well,
They didn't take the money on the table. Yeah.
So
greedy little boy like
right,
that.
I forgot that's what triggered it.
As a note,
Or
there's
maybe they
a
don't
dead
have
body.
Yeah.
And it's fresh, right?
Did we search the dead body?
But I mean, he wouldn't have been able to write a bunch of notes about the tomb if he also only got into the first room
And then
and
died.
Yeah. He wouldn't have
Must
any
be more than one
notes
person
that
that
were
was in here.
useful.
Yeah, so there's probably might be more than one person. The notes themselves talk about we accidentally activated the trap. Luckily no one got hurt, like the hallway blades. Luckily no one got hurt. And then someone
There's a dead
said,
body.
yeah, but not next to the blades, right? And then they also note, we're gonna. I'm trying to think of what else they would have noted. I think it notes some random name here, a guy that you don't recognize the name of. I'll generate it if it's important. Said that the northeastern corridor, the northeastern hallway looked unsafe, so we're going to avoid that for now. So this one right here.
Is that the spinny blade one?
Nope, it's the one above the spinny blade one. This one.
Oh, okay.
And then the notes say we're going to head north, and I think it says we looked into the north room and it gave us the creeps, so we didn't spend too much longer in there. There's an altar, and we decided not to take what was on the altar. Again, creeps. But we think that the treasure room is beyond it, and we're going to go check that out next. We haven't touched anything in the crypt yet, but and I think it says, you know, something along the lines of, but the Draugr seem harmless enough. But the undead, they didn't maybe know that they're undead, but just like the bodies seem harmless enough. And that was the last thing that the notes say. So whatever they did next probably was what killed that guy who's in the room here and woke the Draugr.
So I guess we're going this way, huh?
Well, that was unsafe.
Oh, I thought they said this room was given them the creeps.
Yes, so they did. So
this one was unsafe.
All three options seem bad in some way.
They said they got through this somehow.
No, so they didn't get through it. They just said they activated it, but luckily no one got hurt.
Oh, I thought they said we got. Okay.
So likely what happened is they stepped on the pressure, whatever pressure plate activated it in the first place, and then stepped away, and then we're like, well, I guess we can't go down there.
Okay. Does that mean there's like a pressure plate here somewhere? I mean, never mind. I was going to say we could try and unactivate it, but I highly doubt anybody has any useful skills for that. So,
well, you would have out of anybody with criminal.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Would Dungeoneer help in doing that?
Oh, maybe yeah.
Well, you could just go ahead and describe what you would want to attempt, and we can figure out what's.
I mean, I was thinking if we could like unactivate the pressure plate, then we could just not step on it and then walk through the blades, and they're not spinning. But
reset the trap.
Right, yeah. And then not set it off again.
Is Oskeladd doing
I think Scout would be able to do that.
That's
Scout
what I was going to say. Yeah, I think Scout is the skill to like try to like glance over stuff and investigate things. Well, Eldrid does.
Oh, okay.
I have a good Scout, yeah.
Nice.
Do you want to scout the hallway and see if you can find the pressure plate?
And this is for free because it's always on the lookout for traps and ambushes.
Yeah, I think that just counts. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Can I fork in Dungeoneer since this is a dungeon? A dungeon also has to do with like dangers in the dungeon.
Is that one of the natural forks it lists? Let's take a look here. I need to open these properly. Let's see. Torchbearer handouts. Skill list. Here we go. No, it lists Pathfinder and Hunter as the natural skills. So Dungeoneering is the actual navigating part. So I don't think it's just glancing over stuff isn't going to help you there.
Hunter also has to do with traps, I believe.
Yeah, you can fork in Hunter. It's listed as one of the ones on there. So
Scout and what's the ob?
The ob is going to be ob 5.
What?
There's still stuff that you can gather. You can see if anyone can help you. There's plenty of like options for more dice here.
Can anyone help?
Right. So there's a whole list of options there that you can look through to see if any of those are viable. So you using your trait, spending persona, using your nature if you think it's within your nature, or even if it's not in your nature, you can still technically sometimes get bonus dice.
What
what skills can help?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
I figure.
So the ones that it lists are Pathfinder and Hunter. Pathfinder probably not so much in this instance. Hunter makes sense because of traps.
Yeah, I don't have either.
So what is criminal for then?
Criminal is for like picking locks, forging stuff, stealing things from people, burglary.
I mean, all of those feel pretty close to what we're doing here.
Let's check and see what the actual like things it lets you do with criminal. We can check that. So lockpicking, counterfeiting, escaping bonds, and crime versus crime are the things it lists. So actually deactivating the trap is one thing. Like you're good at that, Oskeladd. If you find something that requires mechanisms that can be poked around, but I don't think noticing them fits in criminal. It's the actual doing of things.
Oh, I thought that's what we were doing.
No,
Or just trying to
Eldrid
find
is
it?
finding the pressure plate. That's what she's doing.
But isn't it depressed into the floor? Isn't that how that triggered
Or
in the first place?
no, so pressure plate not being how you activate it, how you like finding the thing that you can deactivate it with is what this roll is.
Oh, I just assumed that would be whatever on the pressure plate
It
said
is
pressure.
It is not.
Oh, okay.
You activate the trap differently than you deactivate it in this instance, so it's harder to find.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll make sense when you actually when you succeed or fail the roll.
I use my nature of remembering. I've come up against this kind of trap before.
That is something you can do if you would like to channel your nature. Let's take a look at nature.
That means I get +4 dice, right?
If you get to add your full nature, which you don't necessarily get to do. Acting within your nature. Yeah, so if you have a skill for this, which you do, you can't just use your nature, but you can spend a persona point to channel within your nature. I think that's fine. Like it's a little bit of a stretch, but this will kind of tell us whether or not Eldrid has come across these sorts of things before. So if you failed this roll, then we would know for the future you can't channel your nature with this again. But if you would like to spend the persona point, I will let you get the 4 full dice. Yeah.
I mean, I think if he didn't have dungeoneering, it wouldn't make sense, but he does, so it implies that he's
been
some
around before.
experience.
Yeah.
Do you think this is worth my persona point? I have 2.
Yeah, I mean, we can't go with the sway unless we get. But I mean, it's like you say ob 5.
It is op 5. Yeah.
So I'd be rolling with 8.
I mean, that's not really great
Yeah.
odds. It might be
Less
a
than
waste.
50.
Yeah.
Connor,
it's not
what do you
great.
think?
Do you have a trait that helps?
No, I've got dream haunted and skeptical.
Oh, sorry. I was
have
asking
calm.
Jared, but yeah.
Oh,
I'm very calmly looking for the.
Yeah, I don't think that helps here.
If I have to, if the mechanism is like in amongst the spinning blade, that might help.
Yeah, I mean, actually, you'd like deactivating it. Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
What does firstborn do as a trait?
Firstborn, I believe, is it's about being an elf or an Ilvine in this case.
And he's using his nature, so that counts, right?
Let me take a look.
I mean, you're only using
The trees and the stars recognize them as kin, and they are often possessed of special insight that comes from their memories of the dawn of the world, but their long lives can often move them to ponder consequences too deeply. I will allow it on this roll if you would like, Jared. Keep in mind that spending it will count as a use, right?
Right.
There's you only get a limited amount of those. But you can get an extra dice if you would like, or 2 dice, I guess, because it's a level 2 trait. If you would like to do that as well.
I think it just means you can use it twice. I don't think you actually get to.
I know it's listed right there. It says +2 dice.
Yeah, but I think it means like, because when I was reading it, it said you can use it twice, not like
I'll
get.
I'll check. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Level 2 traits grant +1 die to 2 rolls per session. You're right. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Okay.
But
So
I can
it would
use them
be-
both here.
You can use both if you'd like to, but basically the idea would be if you fail the
Oh.
roll, then we know, okay, this isn't a purview of elves. We're not going to do this again, right?
Okay. So
High stakes. You get to set the whole future of elf kind here.
Indeed.
So if I do this, I'll be rolling with 10, and that's still only a 50-50 chance.
9, because it gives you 1 dice, but to 2 separate rolls. So you can, a future roll you can use. That's what the level 2
Okay,
is.
I thought you said I could use both of the rolls for this.
No.
Oh, okay. So still less than 50.
Do you have a fate point?
I mean, yeah.
He has fate, so yeah,
you
he could
reroll
roll 6s if he needs
sixes
to.
if you wanted. I mean, again, we don't get to go that way. But we're gonna have to make another roll to disarm it, aren't we?
Depends on where the thing is, right? If it's like in the middle of the spinning blades, then obviously, right?
Well, yeah, but if that's the case, then however we get there, we just keep doing that, and then we wouldn't even need to disarm it. You know what I mean? Like if we can get in the middle of the blades, then what's keeping us from just not turning it off at all?
Well, I mean, this roll will probably decide that in some way, or shape, or form. Right?
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Because like a failure here could be, it is in the middle, and
Right.
there's no use in trying to deactivate it. You'll just have to brave it, or
Is that even an option? I mean, can you just walk through spinning blades? Is that
you'd have to make a test of some sort, right, to navigate it.
right?
Let's go. Ob 5. It's gonna be a fail.
Hey.
Whoa, you did it
All you got to do, reverse jinx it.
with 2 6s too. That's awesome.
Mhm. And now we find out the switch is on the opposite side of the blade.
It's locked from the other side.
All right, so I'll advance the grind.
No. My instinct.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. You're correct.
Oh, cheeky boy.
Sorry. I have a description for this too. This hallway is lined with mechanical arms sporting sharp blades at each end, spinning wildly. On the far side, you notice a dim orange-red glow illuminating the room beyond. So, you do notice that. Detecting the shutoff switch for this trap, a cleverly hidden pressure plate in the wall, requires an Ob 5 scout test. I think this roll. There is a pressure plate in the center here. That is the thing that turns it off. But I think the roll itself determines that Eldrid can notice the pattern well enough that she can walk one step at a time, right, and get through at least half the hallway before turning it off, and then the rest of you can pass safely, right? Otherwise, you guys would probably have to make a test, or Eldrid would have to help you make a test or something, right, to like navigate it all safely. But Eldrid, with her roll, that apparently means that this is an either. I think the answer is not that like the Ilvines made this or whatever, but rather that Eldrid has been around so long that she, at some point in the past, delved dungeons before, right? And
which she must have, because she has this.
Yeah, is familiar with the Tomb of the Sorcerer-King or whatever. Or at the very least, maybe not herself, right? Because I guess she's only 69 years old, but
really
new people who did.
Right, yeah.
Right, so it's part of the elven culture that apparently the Ilvines have like done dungeon delving in their past.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine looking for lost lore involves a lot of this kind of nonsense.
Makes sense. So Eldrid, if you would like to, you can step around the blades, go to the center of the hallway, and shut it off.
Okay, I do that.
Very nice.
Hey, I immediately step on the pressure plate again. No kidding.
And once he turns it off, I think you're fine to just like move through the hallway. Cool. Do you want to move into that next room then?
Not a fan of this.
I scout for traps and ambushes.
It's gonna grind it. Wait, no, never mind. That's your instinct.
I think you can just do it automatically. There's nothing to find. It is safe beyond.
How about we just say I do it and then tell me when to roll?
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll make.
Otherwise, I'll be very annoying.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
My instinct is to heal wounds when people get hurt, but I just remembered that it's possible that's a thing you can only do in between stuff. I mean, I can't stop and heal somebody's
right, but
in the middle
that'll give you a free test in camp then, right? Because typically you have to spend checks to do that sort of stuff, right? The things you use when you use your trade against yourself, you earn the check, but you can do it for free in camp.
All right, so that's not so bad.
Yeah, it's definitely very helpful.
Many free weapons. Whoa.
Yeah, so if you guys step into that room over there, you scattered across the walls are rows of ancient rusting weapons and armor. An ancient forge sits in the southwest corner of the room, a fire still impossibly burning in its belly. A soft red-orange glow illuminates the room. A corridor filled with mechanical arms sporting... Yeah, that's the... I was having this description as if you were coming from the other way.
I put my lantern away because there's light. Okay. That reminds me, the turns, is every time somebody rolls, is that a turn?
Every time someone rolls, that's a turn, unless you have an instinct that lets you do it for free.
some reason I can't see where we are on the map.
Really?
Like it won't let me like grab the map. Like,
What do you
drag
mean?
it. Oh, okay. I'm dragging myself.
What are you trying to do?
That's me.
I'm just gonna refresh the page and see if that
Okay.
works.
I dragged your token into the room just because nobody was moving, but I don't know.
As
that fixed it.
as a note, are anyone making are you guys trying to be quiet while you're doing all this, or
I
do you
mean,
not
I
care?
am.
Probably not, unless that's a criminal thing.
No, I think it's
That's
a
a scout.
scout thing.
What?
Yeah.
Sure.
I
I
think
steal things loudly.
I
It's
think
okay.
Oskeladd is probably more of a con man, or was when he was a criminal, more of a con man than a burglar.
Don't tell David what his character is.
Well, because you don't have scout, right? So that tells us something about like what
Yeah,
your skills are actually about.
Right. I mean,
As a note,
as a criminal,
your thief,
criminal.
your thief friend was way stealthier than you.
Okay. Okay.
I roll stealth for all of them.
No.
Okay.
If you guys want to be stealthy, then the lowest person who has the lowest will have to roll.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
I mean, that's always just going to be 0 because
I'm singing as we go to the next room.
I mean, it makes sense. You guys had to like shut off the hallway blade trap anyway, so anyone, yeah, I think it makes sense. Unless Eldrid wants to like scout ahead, we can just assume you guys aren't trying to be stealthy because Kagan and Oskeladd aren't good at that. It'd probably be more trouble than it's worth to try to be stealthy around this. So would you guys want to look around the forge and stuff, see if there's anything actually useful? It looks like most of it's like rusty and old, but
what skill would that be?
Scavenger.
I don't have that.
Does anyone have scavenger?
Also, don't have that.
Do you have a scavenger?
I'm incapable of picking things up off of the shelf.
No, I do not. Mine's a 0 as well.
Well, if someone would like to make or if someone has a nature descriptor that might make sense for this, I don't know if anyone does, but
I'm pretty sure I have to run away or
running,
like,
boasting, and demanding.
cool. Yeah.
And
I demand that the room give me something cool.
I'm looking for any enchanted item.
No, you're good at enchanting them. Not... yeah.
I look for anything that's worth enchanting.
No. Yeah. So if you guys want to look through, you can, but it will be a be and learn test then.
Does anyone want to do a learn scavenger?
As a note, you guys can help each other with stats, right? Because you're just rolling a stat at that point. So because the idea would be it might be easier because all of you are helping, right? None of you are good at it, but you have a bunch of eyes. Do we get
advancements for helping?
I don't think so in this one. Maybe. Okay.
So you can't.
It's just like Burning Wheel, right? You can help with stats if someone else is using a stat, but if you're helping with a skill, you can't help someone with a stat.
But unlike Burning Wheel, you don't double the ob if you're rolling a stat. Right?
You don't double the ob, but you half the dice you're rolling with actually in this one. So instead of rolling your full will, you're rolling half your will or whatever.
Okay. Interesting.
Who has skills that would go into scavenger?
Again, I don't know if that's necessarily relevant because you have the skill. So
yeah.
Well, no, we can still make an untrained one to learn it.
Right. But what I'm saying is you don't even need to look to see if you have a relevant skill because all of you can just help with will or whatever.
Right.
It is,
if somebody has to use a stat, then you can use stats to help. So
scout goes into scavenger, so I'll roll an untrained scavenger roll then.
I don't think you can fork skills when you're.
Well, yeah, no, not right now, but for once I learn it.
I see what you're saying. It'll be helpful to have. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to make the roll, and then we can all help with will.
Okay. Sounds good. It's gonna be ob 2, and then the way this works is,
It's your will.
Your skill. Oh, it's not saying.
I roll with half my will.
Right, but we're both helping, so it'll just be 4 anyways. I think he's looking for whether or not you get XP for or tests for.
You do get a test. I'm trying to find where it actually says the thing about like. Oh, here we go. Beginner's luck.
Let me clarify real quick that the when you're advancing for tests, it's just pass fail.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. That's super interesting.
Here we go. Okay. Total up the dice. So you total up the dice for the ability, wises, help, supplies, and gear, and then you divide that by half and round up. So right, you're taking, and this is health actually. Apparently, you're using for scavenging.
I think I have 4 health. I have 4 health as well.
Yeah, I think you have both. 4. So you're rolling health, and then you're adding up all relevant dice, and then you're having that number.
So you have 3 dice.
3.
So 7 total. And then, so 3.
Wait, why is it 7?
Because he has 3 help with the 4. And then I was agreeing with you. I just
How does he have 3 help?
Oh, sorry, 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was like,
he said, I just thought of 3 of you, but
Let's
obviously.
go.
Right, yeah. Nice.
Oh, hey, nice. Right on the money again. Well, yeah. So
do
that
we all
one,
get a will test? Is that how that works?
I don't think so. Let me take a look. Help. I don't see anything that says that. I'm not sure where that would be other than in the sections I just looked at. So
Is there a section for like the tests you get? Maybe it says it there.
Advancement, yeah, here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, pass fail. Yeah, it does not say anything about helping.
Okay.
So I think we'll just assume that you cannot.
Right.
But if anyone knows Torchbearer in the comments, let us know. And let us know that we're wrong. So with that successful Ob2 scavenger test, you can uncover. I'm going to roll once on the weapon loot subtable and once on the armor loot subtable. I thought about doing this beforehand, but I thought it'd be more fun to just roll it on stream and find out what it is. So let's find those.
A suit of plate armor.
That would be pretty great.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm guessing that's an unlikely roll.
Okay. Would someone roll 3d6 for me in the chat? All right. You get a sword.
Hey.
Let's see if there's any more relevant information than it gives here. I think it just says sword. Yeah. So it is just, so it's, it's a good sword, right? It's like, actually useful as opposed to the other ones, which are rusted junk.
Right, yeah.
But it is just a sword. I don't think there's anything magical about it or anything like that.
Unfortunately, that means that we'd have to carry it.
I drag it over here.
Just set it by the door.
I set it by the campfire.
There you go.
Yeah, I think you can do that fine without making a test or anything or spending any time. And then armor, if I can find subtable, wherever that is. Roll a 1d6 for me. Whoever would like to. 4. All right. It is leather.
Leather what?
Leather, just leather armor.
Not a leather helmet.
No.
Okay. I go put that by the sword too, unless one of you wants to put it on.
I can't wear armor until level 2, so.
Okay. I go put that by the sword.
Okay. Yeah, you just
I
gotta.
imagine I did that in one trip.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, you got back and you're like, hey, look what else I got.
Oh wait, no, I
And-
only have one hand free. No, by 2 trips.
So
I'm kidding.
I think probably so Eldrid goes off to dump that by the door, right? Oskeladd or Kagan, one of you make a scout test for me to notice something before it happens.
I don't have scout,
So,
I'm the only one with scout.
So someone's gonna do a beam.
so it doesn't
learns.
matter.
Yeah. Whoever has the higher will, I guess, is.
I have
Nice.
5 will,
all right, then you should do it.
so I'm rolling will then,
Yep.
or I'm rolling. Okay.
You're rolling.
But you divide the. dice.
Oskeladd can help you with his will, so you're actually rolling 3 dice altogether.
Okay, I can't reduce my.
So
no, I
so
can't.
you can just roll the skill, right? Roll scout, and it will, I think, do it for you. As long as you're adding
okay.
in the proper help, right? So add in +1 help, and I think it should be having it like it should.
It says I'm rolling 3 already.
That's right.
Perfect.
Oh,
Then it's doing it right
Yeah.
then.
Wasn't
So then add the. Just make sure
'cause
you
you
have
have
the
6
+1
dice,
help.
but it's having it.
Yeah. That should be correct.
I think, but it's rounding it up though because I haven't added the helper aid yet.
Oh, maybe you
that's
do
odd.
round it up then. I don't
If
think
I-
I said one way or the
It,
other.
See,
it'll
if I-
change. It automatically changes it when you add stuff.
Yeah, but he's saying that he hasn't added the help, so he's at 5 dice, and it's still giving him 3, not 2, like we would
Oh.
expect. So
You
it must
do
round
round
up.
up.
Actually,
Yep.
if I add help or aid, it actually does not
Are
change.
you
the-
clicking to roll will? Or are you clicking
Right.
to roll scout?
Scout, I assume.
Yeah,
That's
Scout,
the only way it
yeah.
would be.
yeah,
adding
it
it, yeah.
wouldn't make a difference, Connor, because if it's rounding up, then adding my help just makes
Right.
it the same.
Yeah.
I
So-
gotcha. So okay, that
It
makes
is-
But
sense.
I get
rounding
to
up.
contribute.
I was
in
thinking the help
spirit.
would be just adding a die, but yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, no, because it still divides it. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a versus test. So let me real quick
Uh,
roll something in response.
Give me a knob.
Yep. I'll do that first. Perfect. Okay. All right. Your ob is 2.
Yes,
Got
not bad.
this.
all right, here's boxcars. Hey,
Let's
boxcars.
go.
Well,
So
then-
it's a tie though. So if do you have a trait that can break this tie in your favor?
Goes
Kagan?
to the defender.
It does not in this instance.
Or-
Ties are
Uh,
like a whole thing.
My traits are dream haunted and skeptical.
You
You're
said, well,
always-
there's no one here.
You're always expecting to be stabbed in the back. There you go.
I mean that's gotta count for something, right? Skeptical.
Yeah, when you came in, you're like, it's quiet, too quiet.
Yeah.
Maybe. Sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to find
Um.
the stupid like list of or, like any of the details on like ties. Like there should be something here somewhere about ties.
I guess question for David then. For the scout role, would I add one to being learned for scout, or does that go into well?
Assuming you're adding one to being learned for scout.
Okay.
Yeah,
Unfortunate.
I wonder if
Yeah, you
both,
don't mark
maybe?
will.
Maybe both?
You
Unfortunate.
mark the pass fail on the being learned. Oh man, typing in ties is not helpful because it's just going through every instance of abilities because it has ties at the end of that. Trying to find the rules for ties. There we go. Oh, pass by. Oh, that's not helpful either. What in the world? How are there not easily referenced rules for ties at the beginning of this book? I'm so confused. Oh, here we go. Okay. Tied versus tests. So, a level 3 trait automatically breaks ties. You can break tie with might and kill, blah, blah, blah. Break tie with precedence and convince. Nope. Break ties in GM's favor. Earn 2 checks. Okay, so you can decide to invoke your trait to break the tie in your favor, which will count as the use of it, Kagan. I'm fine with you using Skeptical if you'd like. Or you can decide, you know what? I guess you don't really have a trait that Dream Haunted might actually be relevant here. Because let's see. Okay, so it says for the negative part of this, these nightmares have shown them portents which haunt their waking lives and make them reluctant to sleep. So that would be you'd use this for getting like recovery rolls and stuff to have it be negative for you. So I think in this instance,
if it was like distracted, he could choose to lose.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking, something like that. But Dream Haunted is not quite that.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to, Kagan, you can break. You can use your instance of Skeptical to break the tie in your favor. Or we can move it to a tiebreaker roll.
Is that just like a coin flip?
We would roll. We would move to some other skill or something. I think it would move to nature because you're already using. Oh, wait a second.
Nurture?
They actually have the skill, and you don't. So that actually, it must be relevant. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep in mind all of this stuff here. I think. Oh yeah, because you're rolling half. It doesn't matter. Nothing's getting doubled.
It's been adjusted. Yeah,
it's already adjusted for that. Okay, so that is the case then. If Kagan, if you would like to, use your trait to break it in your favor. Otherwise, we would, I think, go to nature to roll and like do a separate roll to see who wins or fails.
You want to win or lose?
I think I want to win, I guess.
Okay. You don't seem very confident about that.
Maybe I do not understand the options that I've been presented with.
So you can spend the use of your trait and you would break the tie, or you can roll something nature.
Nature isn't a skill. I was looking for it, like, then it goes to a nature test, but I was like, I don't even see that.
So the idea, so the idea basically, Connor, would be like, typically, if you both had the skill, it would be like, okay, just make a will test, right? We're moving down the ladder, but the lowest one you can go to is nature, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
Tiebreaker roll or break the tie with the trait.
Should be little dots next to your trait that you can tick.
Is that what you're doing, Connor? You're breaking it in your favor.
And that would be for Skeptical or Dream Haunted?
It would be Skeptical. Right, because I think the idea would be
beneficial uses. Right?
Beneficial uses, right? Because Kagan would be like, it's quiet, too quiet, right?
Gotcha. All right, I understand now.
And I don't know, that might be slightly outside the purview of the way the trait. I'm not entirely sure how strict they want us to be with the traits exactly. But I'll allow it.
I don't think strict at all.
I mean, as far as I can tell, there's no guideline at all for. At least when I was reading them, I couldn't find any indication of what the traits mean except for what they say. So I don't get the impression it's meant to be super literal, or I think they would go into more depth. I might have just missed it. But.
So Kagan, what you notice is you hear shuffling feet moving down the corridor to like jump you. It seems like actual people. Like you hear like a very quiet whisper at one point, right? Like someone whispering to someone else.
It's
And
a
then like
rogue.
they get cut off. But yeah, something like that, right? Like there's someone actually sneaking towards you, but you notice it in time to act.
Okay.
And you don't know exactly if they have ill intent. Maybe they're just checking out what's here and they're worried that it's going to be dangerous. You don't know yet, but you also just invoke skeptical, so you might.
Yeah. So can we just
I mean-
turn around and look at them?
Yeah, I probably just am like, guys.
All right, we turn around and look at them.
Well, so Eldrid isn't here right now, right? So Eldrid
Yeah.
is off dumping the gear. Yeah,
Taking a dump.
you say that to Kagan, or Kagan, you say that to Oskeladd.
Oskeladd, yeah. Oskeladd.
I turn around, and because I don't have my lantern in my hand, I can have my shield.
Yeah, the room is dim light with the forge burning.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, the forge is still burning. I don't know if anyone ever noted that.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Okay. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's people here. I mean, I guess they're
Sure.
supposed to be all zombies, but yeah, I suppose that's true.
So they sound like they're coming from the right corridor up here.
Oh,
So they're not in your view yet.
I see. So you
Come
just
into
say
the
you heard something?
blades. Oh,
So
no,
what-
they're nomadic. I
Just
said trick 'em into the
call.
blade.
Oh, yeah. Guess I'll just call back to Eldrid. Eldrid, I think we have company. And like,
And then I peek my head out here and like, trick them to the blades. Trick them to the blades. I don't know.
I don't
Yeah, so-
think we
so
can.
Eldrid, I
re-trigger
think
the
you hear
traffic.
that, right? So Eldrid, you can like start trotting back, right, from where you are.
Mhm.
But there's probably gonna be a moment, and when you just like yell out loud, Oskeladd, I think someone
Yeah.
turns the corner, and they have their hands up, like whoa, like don't worry, we're not like we're coming peace, sort of a thing. And it is. I'll go ahead and drag the token out here. So they look like this.
Yeah, he's not a bad.
He
guy.
doesn't look trustworthy.
So they have he has an axe like on a belt loop, but he's like holding up his hands like oh, and then there's a couple other like similarly unsavory looking types behind him, right?
Triplets.
Yeah, they don't all look like each other. This is like the
Yeah, I know.
all the same token sort of thing for the same stat.
Right.
But sorry, I'm just checking my notes here to double check how many of them there actually are. I think it's 3.
74. What's their threat level?
There are 4 altogether. So
Diddly.
one steps out, right, and like holds up his hands, and like there's a couple others that are like kind of partially in and out of the hallway, right? And the guy steps forward and just says, "Whoa, hold your horses there, guy with a spear."
Okay, guy with an axe. What's up?
Hmm.
Who are you?
The name is randomly generated Norse name here.
That's a mouthful.
Let me bring it up. Bring up an option here. Oh, those are so stereotypically Viking. Jeez. My name's Hagi. I come in peace. We were just checking out the noises. Me and my friends here. And yeah, I mean they're wearing they all have like axes. Check if there's anything else relevant about them.
They look like they're wearing the same kind of stuff as the headless guy over there.
Yes, yep. And it's not that they have like a uniform or anything, but it's definitely the same like
Right.
quality of gear and stuff, right?
Okay.
It looks
It's
sort of
blue.
like rough and worn, dirty. They all look relatively disheveled.
Okay.
And so yeah, what do you want to do?
Did the body in the main room belong to you guys?
I see that you've met our poor friend Gouty. Yes, he fell to the Draugr. What a shame. He decided to break some important pottery or something.
But they didn't kill the Draugr because the Draugr was still there.
Mhm.
So
They must have run or something, right?
yeah. Well, I suppose you've made it through the rest of the dungeon. Then everything all good. You went and killed the Sorcerer-King, right? You put him back to rest. Everything's good now.
Oh yes.
I'll
The
leave.
whole
Great.
dungeon is completely clear, except well, for one little thing. The treasure room has a little bit of a guardian, and if you're here for the same thing that we are, maybe we can work together.
When you say a little bit of a guardian, I don't suppose you mean the giant robot that was on the picture and on the mural. I should say robot automaton.
Mm-hmm. He kind of like says, yeah, it was pretty scary looking. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I suppose we were going to run into it at some point anyways. You might as well have some help, right? And I look at Kagan, and I suppose the Eldrid is back by now, right?
Yeah.
It's not a very long walk.
Yeah, as long as you guys didn't like immediately attack him or whatever, you know.
No, yeah.
Yeah, we can team up with this guy until we turn on him. That's fine.
Activate
Well, now.
our mind link. Oh wait, no, wrong.
We all get to go first.
I think the guy like looks. He's like, "How many of there are you exactly?"
7d4. No,
more than you know. I say it back. I say, how many are there are you?
There are 4 of us. Poor Gouty died, so that's the 5th member.
There are 4 of us as well. One of us is well, no, I can't roll. I can't move forward.
You have manipulator.
Yeah, but then I'm moving forward the grind.
Well, so what this whole conversation is going to be 1 turn, right? Worth. So I mean, it can turn into like a larger conflict or whatever if it needs to. It doesn't necessarily have to, though.
Right. What I mean is, if I lie to him now, I have to roll manipulator, which moves the grind forward.
Yeah, but he's saying the whole thing's going to be 1 grind.
I'm saying, yeah, even if there are multiple social
roll.
rolls, like this whole conversation will probably only be 1.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not super worth it. I don't know.
I mean, at some point they're going to find out there's not a 4th person. Yeah, it'll probably be all right. So yeah, I mean, I think it's
Just
like
3 of us.
Just the 3 of us. I'm sure we can all get along.
Yeah, and he seems like he's like sizing you guys up, and Kagan, because of your skeptical trait, you can just see in his eyes, right, that like he's wondering if they can take you.
Yeah.
But he seems to like after a moment just decide, you know what, okay, all right, 4 versus 3 isn't the odds that I usually like to have, so he doesn't make a move.
Plus yeah, I think, I mean, I don't know if I noticed that, but
you'd probably have to make a roll to notice it.
Okay.
Or invoke a trait or something, right?
What kind of? I don't have anything like that.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure if there's like a notice people's emotions roll in this game.
There's... I have orator.
Does it just fall under the social skill that's being used by them? Right? So like if they're trying to manipulate us, we roll manipulator to tell.
Yeah, that might. Here, let me take a look at their. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna. So this is what he says, right? To kind of finish up his little dialogue or monologue, he just says, so if you 3 are willing to help us out, we'll split the gold between us, eh? And I'll have him make a roll now to lie to you. Because obviously their plan is to wait until you're vulnerable and kind of sacrifice you to the Guardian and then take their gold, right? Do whatever they need to like push you guys in front of the bus and make out with as much as they can. So 0 successes. It's I guess I should have looked at like what the odds are. He was rolling manipulator.
Yeah, what would that be against?
I think it's
will
against
or...
I think it's against like a static ob. So let me check.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, whatever it is, he failed if it's a static.
So let's see.
Does it matter how
Oh,
bad?
two. Yeah, it's manipulator versus manipulator. Or it can also be manipulator versus persuader, haggler, or manipulator.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I think it's you guys can choose one of those 3 social skills if you'd like to roll in response.
I think Connor and I both have manipulator.
Because I mean, if you both get 0 successes, then that's a tie. So
Right.
Yeah, whoever wants to roll. If you want to roll for me, you can on whatever skill.
Are we all rolling individually or?
No, I mean like I would assume that or maybe.
it sounded like Oskeladd was the one like talking primarily. So unless you don't have any of those skills, I guess.
I mean, no. I mean, I assume I'd roll with Will and try and learn one of them. But
Sure, yeah, you could do that too.
I
Kagan has
can-
manipulator,
Yeah, I can roll with manipulator.
so he can roll that.
Alright,
And I think Kagan makes sense too because he was like watching the whole conversation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll for you, Ding, Connor?
Yeah.
I fork in my manipulator too.
Okay.
Do I get a test for forking?
No, I don't think. As far as I can tell, no, you don't get tests for help in this.
Gotcha.
So obstacle rolling against is 0. All right, yeah, you're good. So Kagan, you can tell that they're lying, right? They're gonna throw you into the bus as soon as they can. So you can decide whether or not you want to try to trick them first, right? Like betray them first,
Yeah,
or
let's take a leisurely stroll down the blade
Down the
aisle.
hallway.
I suppose that's something you could do. But they're indicating that the treasure room is to the north.
yeah, I mean, what we should
We just have to make up a lie that why we need to go this way first.
We should just try and do what they're gonna do and get the golem to fight them first. Then it'll soften them up. I mean, 7 versus 1 is a lot better than 3 versus 1. Especially if they all die first and we don't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Is that what you want to do, or?
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, we can just try and chop them up with the blades if you want. It just seems like it'd be a waste of being able to throw them at the golem.
This probably
Yeah, good
would like depend on what Kagan is saying to Oskeladd, right? Because Kagan's the one who notices this, and Oskeladd is like the one kind of talking to the dude. So
yeah,
you can step up and whisper in his ear like Grima Wormtongue if you'd like, Kagan. But
I need to take his staff.
I told you.
Connor.
You there, Connor?
Oh no, he's not there. All right. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know he was lying, so I'll just be like, sure, sounds good to me. I mean, you look like you just came from the way that we're going, so feel free to lead on.
Yeah, so I think he says, sure, yeah, sounds great. Right this way. And then like gestures north.
Yeah. All right. Yes. I mean, assuming they're gonna go back the way they just came, I'll just like.
I think he like gestures for you guys to go ahead of them, right? Like, just right this way.
Well, what I was saying was like, oh, you just came from the way, so like you know how to get there. You should go first. That was basically what I said.
And he's
So,
yeah,
he's just
okay.
kinda...
I think there's a little bit of like a standoff where like he's like, no,
Yeah.
go ahead, and you're like, no, you have to lead the way, and he's like, okay, fine.
Yeah. Like, it wouldn't make sense for me to lead the way. I haven't been over there.
Yeah. Well, there's a room in between, which is why he was just like, yeah, this way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but you guys can go up just fine. I'll advance the grind by 1 for that like conversation that just happened, and then we can reveal this next room here. This is a room that probably immediately sparks Kagan's interest because it's a library.
Ooh.
Does it have
So-
lighting in
the
it?
library.
It does not.
How did they get in here if the blade hallway is already closed?
They went north
They went north.
over here.
Oh. So what does the rest of everything look like in here?
Like what? And
you
I
said
think
you
they're
were-
noticing you for the first time, and a couple of the guys like give you sideline up and down, and like the first thing you see is like lechery, right? On their face, but then the second thing you see is like, wait a second, this is like a fey being. Holy crap! and then like the guy just stops talking, and like they're just staring at you.
I think she asked you a
I'm
question.
I just want to know what's in here. I don't want to, run into any traps or monsters.
You mean any more traps or monsters?
Yeah, well, there's some creepy stuff up in the north. We didn't really touch that. We were just after the treasure. Didn't want to mess with any old gods or anything.
Yeah, that seems like it was probably a smart idea.
You know how the sagas can be.
Yep.
And yeah, so it is dark in this room except for Oskeladd does have his lantern lit. So,
well, I doused it when we were in the room here because I didn't want to waste oil, but I'll relight it now.
Relight it now. Okay, sounds good. So you still have the full 3 then still.
I think I'm down 1 because there was a roll after. There was a roll for something.
It didn't advance the grind because it was the scout test for Eldrid. Oh no, the scavenger test.
Yeah.
No, but the scavenger test was when it was doused because the room had light. So you're good.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Thanks.
No. So this is actually a thing. If you did douse it, then you would have gotten -1 success because for dim light it wasn't bright light. It was dim light. I didn't think that's what you were doing, so I didn't apply it to that scavenger roll, but it would have been applied. So I think we should just assume that you didn't douse it.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise you would have failed the scavenger roll.
Okay.
Right.
That's fine.
That's partly my fault, but
no, I don't think I was very clear about it.
Yeah. Yes, but then they lead you into this library, and it looks like they've just been like holed up here for a little bit. Maybe just hours, right? Not necessarily days or anything. But they have some gear scattered around. But this room's walls are lined with crumbling stone bookshelves filled with crumbling books. Little seems to remain intact of the vast knowledge it likely once held, but there may still be a surviving volume or two. 2 corridors to the west and south lead onward, and then there's one to the north as well. Obviously, you guys came from the west and south, but so yeah, to the north. You guys are going backwards through my dungeon now, so. Yeah, so Kagan, do you want to invoke your instincts to never leave a page unturned and look through all the books?
Yeah.
Sounds good. It is a scavenger test to find something useful.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I guess
Don't worry, I'm learning it. I can learn scavenger.
Yeah, if Eldrid
rolls.
makes the test, though, that I think that means that so Eldrid's test will advance the grind, but Kagan can look through whatever book he finds for free. I think is the idea.
Yeah, but I can't succeed. What I mean, if I ask
I think Eldrid is. I think Eldrid wanted to roll because she's learning scavenger.
Okay,
and then you'll just get a free deciphering it if I can find it.
Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, that'll be the idea. But you guys can help because
do we become hungry and thirsty again?
At 8.
8, okay.
Though to be honest, I should probably just reset this because you guys drank an 8, so you're at no conditions, right? So, so it's only relevant as if the condition isn't going to be marked,
Yeah.
You've set back the grind, as it were. But yes, Eldrid, if you'd like to glance around, and I think maybe the bandit Hagi basically just says oh yeah, feel free to look around if you want to. We didn't find anything of use here, just a bunch of crumbly books.
What's the
Ob 3 for this one?
Okay.
But Oskeladd and Kagan can help if you would like them to. I'm assuming Kagan is helping.
And you can't fork if you don't have the skills.
You cannot fork, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
No.
That is a failure. Do you want to? No, I guess you can't spend anything. Because you don't have any 6s here.
Yeah.
So I think what happens is you do find something, Eldrid. You find what looks to be a really valuable book. So Eldrid, Kagan, I think you see Eldrid like take off, like, look through the crumbling stacks of books, and he takes out one that has like a weird kind of like eldritch symbol on the cover. And then it lights itself on fire. Make an ob2 health test for me, Eldrid, to not like burn your hand severely by this thing, like immediately combusting in your hand.
Is there anything work into it?
I don't think so. It's just like resisting the trap or whatever.
Can we help him if he's using a stat? Stat? Can I bowl him over?
Yeah, I think that makes sense because it's more like the thing is exploding and he's like trying to like dodge out of the way.
I also have the defender trait, so I don't know if I can assist with that too.
If you'd like to invoke it to give yourself extra dice, you can. Or to give Eldrid extra. That's a good question. Let me check.
Okay.
Using traits to benefit yourself.
Or your holy water on
yeah,
it.
it's
your holy water.
I think it's just.
Can he use his holy water?
Oh, if you want to use a trait to benefit a roll, describe your action and incorporate the trait into your narration. The group feels it's appropriate. Take your trait benefit for that test. It sounds like it's your trait or your test that it has to be used on.
Does it say your test?
I mean, like one of mine is defender and another is loyal. Like I feel like
but defender could make total sense if you're defending someone from it, like you're actually taking an action. I guess Oskeladd, if you want to make the test for Eldrid, right? If you want to, you make the test and then give yourself the bonus dice. You could do that.
I mean, whichever way gives us more dice, I suppose.
That'll give you more dice, yeah. Well, unless Eldrid has a higher health than you, I guess.
Yeah, what's your health? It's 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have also 4, so
yeah. So if you invoke the trait, you'll have more.
By dropping it.
Sure.
Could I fork it lore master or something?
No,
you can't fork because it's a stat.
It's just a stat. So, but I'll let Eldrid help.
If that's cool with you. I mean, it's up to you,
yeah,
Jared, because it's your hands that are being cooked, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay, so rolling health. What's the ob?
2.
2. Okay.
Full face in David.
A trait. I have a help. Oh gosh, I see what you mean by you can't see the whole rolling macro. There's like a billion. Holy crap. Okay. There's even like a level benefit. Oh wait, no, that's not what I thought it was. Okay. Roll.
Oh man, that was a bad roll.
I got a 6 though.
You did get a 6. Would you like to spend a fate on that? Let me check if there's any other extra things that are relevant for that.
That was lucky. My 1 success was. I had 3 ones. I don't.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's awful.
Player may spend 1 fate point for luck after they've rolled. Pick up 1 new die for each 6 rolled. Roll these. Yeah, so it's just the classic.
It's just
thing.
burning wheel. Okay.
Yep. Just making sure.
All right, are you ready for this? Oh goodness!
Nice.
Actually, I did it. It's a miracle. Wait, do I get another one? Not that it matters, but
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter in this instance because there's. Yeah, you just succeed. So yeah, Oskeladd with your defender trait, right? You can see this coming, and you just bowl Eldrid over. And do we get a classic romantic comedy moment where you're just like on top of Eldrid? Yeah. And you're just like, oh hey.
At least it's not a classic anime moment when people get tackled.
Yeah. And he stands up and dusts himself, and I think that one was a trap.
And like Kagan, you saw that book and you were like, well, maybe even reaching for it because it like looked like totally your thing, and then it just explodes in front of you. So I don't know if you have any response to that.
Is it still there or is it gone?
No, it's like completely incinerated.
Oh.
He just says, "Oh."
And then you guys notice that it actually set a few of the other books nearby on fire.
Oh, good. I doused my lantern. Not kidding. Yeah, no.
So like that whole shelf is just like filled with flaming charred books now.
Yes, I think now might be a good time to move on.
Yeah, I think the Hagi and his friends are just like, well, I'm glad we didn't rummage around in the books too much then.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
just up ahead is the Guardian of the Tomb. We are pretty sure that there's some sort of, there's a, you know what? You'll just have to, you'll see it. You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, if he's anything like the mural, I have a feeling he'll be identified.
Kagan, you should do your mirror thing again. It was so helpful last time.
It really wasn't, actually. I mean,
And also,
it wasn't.
it's just fine.
he'll have to make
What?
a test for it. No.
Oh
Yeah.
Crap.
So he doesn't.
Okay, you're just gonna walk in?
Well, how about he says, wait, this is the room with the Guardian?
Yep, the next one they're about to enter. Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the part where we don't go in first, by the way.
Well, yeah. So I think he's like, what have you guys discovered so far about the Guardian?
Oh, he's big, he's nasty, he's ugly.
We're still in a room that's on fire, just so you know.
Dang it. Well, how about we do manipulator and I'll how about you guys try and like act like you're we all try, well, especially you guys, since you guys were like in the fiery what's it called? It's a funny word here.
Blast radius.
No, not the blast. Well, that's not a funny word, Caleb. That's also two words. The whole what's
Kerfuffle?
Kerfuffle? Yeah.
How is that?
You guys were in the whole burning kerfuffle. So how about I'm like, oh, are you guys okay? You guys pretend like you're not okay, and we just let them go in first.
My shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure they're just gonna wait.
In the burning room.
Yeah.
Well,
can I make a speech?
He's got a good yeah.
I have 4 orator.
That'll probably end up better than my manipulation.
I mean, the way this game works is you just describe yourself doing stuff, and then we can figure out what you're doing skill wise.
Yeah, except I don't want to do something that's gonna suck, so that's not asking.
I mean, if you have 4 orator.
Yeah, but I got to make sure that what I'm doing is orator, not like something.
Give a rousing speech about honor and treasure.
It's probably not going to sway these people, right?
My rousing speech was going to be like, "Cool, there's 7 of us, we can do it." So yeah, I think he's like, "All right." I mean, from the mural, it looked pretty big, so I think our only chance is we're going to have to work together. So I have my shield and spear. You guys all have axes, so we all need to. The 5 of us, we all need to go in and distract it. Eldrid and Kagan here have. I think Kagan has ranged stuff. You have a spear. I don't know. Can you use magic? Yeah.
Not yet. He can't.
All right, I'll just lie.
I cannot know.
They have ability to fight at a distance, so let's stay back and do the real work while we distract it. And there's 7 of us, so we have a lot better chance of working together. If we don't work as a team, we're probably all just going to die. So if we want to get any gold, we got to make sure we're doing this as a team.
So you're trying to like give them actual loyalty to the cause in the moment here.
Well, mostly what I'm trying to do is be like, I will also be in the front fighting the guy, distracting him with the melee weapons. So it's not like I'm going to stab you in the back, but they fight in the back anyways. So that's their job. And so they'll be in the back. So like, I'm trying to like insert some collateral basically.
Yeah.
In that, like,
set up the strategy in such a way that it's impossible for anyone to backstab the other cleanly.
Right. Like this is the only smart way to do it. And it also involves us not really being in a position to screw each other over. But if it comes down to it, we'll be in a better position to do it than they will.
Yeah, I think the success on this will be like you'll convince them to do this at least until the Guardian is dealt with. At that point, maybe they turn on you. But yeah,
I mean,
they won't backstab you during the fight.
Right, yeah. That's the most important part.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm
sounds
not
good.
expecting that many of them are going to live through the fight, so yeah.
I'm going to help him with manipulate.
You're just
what are you
like
saying?
putting your hands on your hips and like moving around seductively while I talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be ever so appreciative.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
And the
Yeah, that makes sense.
whole time, every time you do that, I look at you like, what are you doing? Because I don't have that skill at all, so I have no idea what you're doing. All right.
Yeah, so that's an order test.
Sweet.
Ob is going to be 2 for their like will,
You
collective will.
gonna throw in your manipulator, Connor?
Yeah, it's
What do you want to say?
what do I want to say?
You should explain that yes, you are great with magic and can fight from the back lines. Because that was my pitch.
Ooh,
It
yeah,
was a
very
lie.
good.
I just wanted to have someone else able to stab them in the back if they needed it. And I also knew that you wouldn't be good as the front line like tank. So
No, not at all.
I was just trying to keep you out of that.
So you said Kagan's going to pretend like he was more hurt by the blast than. Or sorry, I missed something. What?
No, he's going to pretend he has magic
have
from.
magic.
Oh, that you
he can
have
use from a
magic. Okay.
distance.
Yeah.
That'll actually help.
Yep.
But you don't, right? Just to be clear.
Not
Just to be clear, I do not.
Okay. Which is why it's manipulate, not persuasion. Okay.
Exactly.
Dope. All right. So
yeah, plenty of dice here.
What's the difficulty?
Ob 2.
Oh, it's up 2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I doubt I'm going to use this for any other reason, so I'm going to invoke loyal.
Yeah.
If that works.
Yep.
Because all right. So I'm
Makes
using a
sense to me.
trait. Wait, is my nature help at all? Get out of the way, order check.
So
window.
if you're not rolling the nature by itself, you have to spend a persona point to channel it.
Right. I'm not really doing any of these. I'm not really boasting either. All right. Help 2.
Mm-hmm.
Enchanted item effect, right?
No.
I enchant his tongue.
Evil GM factor. What?
Yeah, if I decide that something is just more difficult arbitrarily, I can just add evil GM factor.
Yeah, he enchants my tongue.
No.
Okay.
It's silver now.
Go for it.
All right. Can't move my tongue anymore. All right. Roll. Wait. Is this a versus test?
No.
Or independent? Okay.
Independent.
Why do I have -1 successes? My backpack? What?
Yeah, I mean that's not relevant. I don't know why
It's so weird.
it listed that. So you got 6 successes and 3 6s. Man, that was an amazing roll.
Oh, holy crap. Yeah, I didn't even look at that because I was too confused about the
Yeah, so I think it's probably more Eldrid than anything, right? She threw them off guard, and now you're like, okay, guys, we can do this, and he's like, wait a second, okay, well, maybe we don't need to backstab these people. Maybe we could just, yeah, we'll just fight the thing. That'll be great.
Yeah. I also technically agreed to split the gold with them, so
yeah,
it's not like
exactly.
they get nothing. All right, cool.
Sounds good. Yeah. So you guys want to rush into the next room?
Yeah. So basically, I want to go in with them first, like as a squad, and then Eldrid and Kagan can come behind.
Everyone mark hungry and thirsty, by the way. The grind has advanced.
All
the way.
I don't know if I have.
I think I have one more food.
I have a food, but I don't have any water.
I think I have 2 water left.
Yeah, she has a jug filled with 2 drops still. So.
Do you have any water, Connor?
No, I might. I'm pretty sure I just have a wineskin.
Yeah, you might have had both. Did you
I have an empty water skin and a
also
wineskin.
Can I drink my holy water?
I don't know.
It says it's
I don't know why not.
Sounds sacrilegious.
Well, I'm a priest. I'm allowed, right? I can eat the bread and stuff, right? That's the rule.
Let me check here.
I can eat the sacrifice bread.
In the other room here, is there a quench tank?
Oh, hey. Oh, I thought
Every
you were
blacksmith
joking.
has to have a quench
Yeah.
tank.
I don't
There,
know if you should drink
there
that.
is, but it looks like the water is pretty brackish. Like you
Do
can
you
make a
have
test.
magic?
You can make a
Like,
survivalist test if you'd like to actually determine whether or not it's safe. But at first glance, it doesn't look safe.
I'm making sure the water is not a trap or an ambush.
You should enchant the water to be clean. No? Okay.
I think the holy water would be a better idea.
So, the only thing it lists on the actual gear here is holy water can be used as a weapon against the undead.
It's still water.
I'm trying to decide if if this constitutes a smart idea in the Torchbearer rules, right? Where it's just like, oh, that's clever.
Oh,
I should
yeah.
just give it to you. But it does. I don't know if there's a guarantee that the holy water is enough for one. Like if one flask in holy water is the same as one flask in water skin.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it says I have 3 flasks, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. What do we think?
I mean,
Is
my
it-
drug
it-
has 3 droughts, so
Yeah, but you only had 2 left, right?
Yeah, and
Oh, I
see what you mean.
Kagan needs to
Yeah, yeah.
drink too.
I was comparing the
Yeah. I
this
realized.
flask amount to my
Oh,
jug
oh.
amount.
Yeah.
You know what, Oskeladd? I'll give it to you.
Thanks.
It seems really sacrilegious to me, but sure.
Well, but I mean, like, for me, holy water is like, I read a story to it. So it's really not that bad, right?
Sure. You read it a bedtime story.
Yeah.
And now it can face off undead.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
That or I bought it from a super legendary girl who sold me bathwater. I wanted to.
Hey,
The priestess's bathwater. That's what
Oh,
makes it holy.
boy. Oh boy.
All right. Well, all right. So I drank the holy water.
I am now out of food and water.
Yeah, same.
Well, I have
Well-
a wine skin.
Yeah,
but
so I
that's
think the
that's
idea
for
then
when I
is
get
Eldrid,
afraid.
you're giving water to Kagan then because he doesn't have
I
any.
could have just drank wine instead of drinking my.
No, I need that. I need that for when I'm afraid.
Eldrid, is that what you did? You gave
Yeah.
Kagan the extra. Okay, everybody's good.
Yeah, I mean, if he has food, that is
Yeah, I think you do, right, Kagan?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
okay. Sorry.
Cool. Yeah. So before you head in, everybody takes a quick snack and.
Man, we've been eating so much.
Yeah, I mean, we've been in 3 rooms and we've had 3 meals.
Yeah, the idea is that all of this
Still
stuff
stress
is all of this stuff is taking a lot longer than you're thinking. It's
Right.
taking,
Yeah.
right?
Obviously, we're doing a lot of work.
you're going
to get
very
these-
So we've been in here for
Slowly.
12 hours.
Not like that long, but all right. You guys head into the room. So you said Oskeladd, you guys are gonna charge in first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is a lot. Oh, never mind. Okay, I was gonna say it's a lot smaller than I thought it was gonna be, but it was just a
Ooh,
lot taller than I
treasure.
thought it was gonna be.
That's a lot of treasure, boys.
So
Yeah.
the room. This
Sure,
room
what
is
if-
full. This room is full of scattered gold coins, as well as a few more substantial pieces of treasure, such as a stack of gold bars to the south and an open chest filled with other valuable items to the north. Towering over this lone chest is a giant metal statue made of rows upon rows of swords stuck together. And
Oh my
the
gosh.
forge room in the south suddenly makes a lot more sense because there was like a lot of swords in there for some reason. Most of them were like rusty, right? But it
Right.
seems obvious that the forge was almost primarily made to create this weird construct made of swords.
Oh boy.
This statue also wields a sword, its tip driven into the stone of the floor in the north corner of the room. Its silent gaze watches over the room ominously. To the east, a piece of the wall lies shattered and scattered across the ground, a tunnel looming beyond it, winding into the darkness. Several discarded excavation tools make it obvious that someone dug into this room from outside. A corridor continues further into the crypt to the southeast. And for that's where you came from, so I guess there's also one leading to the west.
So yeah, I guess. I mean, it doesn't move when we come in, does it?
Not automatically, no.
All right. So I turned to him. I'm like, so did you guys fight it? Did it move? Is it just standing there?
As soon as we touched any of the gold, it came to life.
Okay.
I scout the room for traps or ambushes.
You do so successfully, and there's nothing that comes up.
Okay.
think. Did you guys attack it at all? Do you know if it can it be harmed?
We have no idea. I mean, I assume so, but it's also made of metal, so.
Right, that's sort of what I was thinking. I mean, if it doesn't attack us until we do something, we might be able to like douse it in oil and light it on fire before it does anything. I'm just trying to think. I mean, nobody has explosives, right? That's not like a thing you can even get, is it?
Probably not, no. Well, I actually, in this world, gunpowder actually does exist, but it's not really up here. Most of this region doesn't really have access to it.
Now you said it attacked you. It must reset, right?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Okay. I have an idea. So maybe if we just like dig the statue out of the floor, like push it somewhere else, it won't wake up if we don't touch any gold.
Okay.
Put it in the blade hallway.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Maybe we can like shove its head down this hallway and it'll get stuck. And we can just make off with the gold.
Let's just take all of his swords.
Yeah, well, here's my idea. Why don't we try this first? Let's light it on fire, and if that does nothing to it, then I think we'll probably know that it doesn't. We're not going to be able to hurt it, right? I mean, fire should do more to a metal statue than a spear will. So,
or we could put a bunch of water on it and wait for it to rust.
I dump some holy water. Wait, is it undead?
It doesn't seem like it.
Bummer. Okay.
It very much seems like an actual metal statue.
Okay. Part of me really wants to just roll laborer and like deconstruct it, like pull it apart. But I don't think you're gonna let me do that. So,
well, you won't know until you try, David.
Yeah, except that I do, so I'm not going to.
As a note, there are excavation tools right there.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, they melted swords onto the guy, so he must like be okay with it to some degree. He didn't kill them for that, presumably. All right, yeah. I mean, let's try this first, I guess. I'm gonna go up to it, like stand here, and I'm like,
yeah, it's not moving as long. So I guess my thought is, as long as you're taking care not to like step on any of the gold.
Oh yeah, I guess if there's enough room for me to get there without doing that, then yeah.
Or would Oskeladd not think of that?
I mean, yeah, he said touch the gold, so I mean, I'm gonna try to avoid it if I can. But.
Yeah, you can. It's scattered enough along. Like it does look honestly like it's way more scattered than it should be, right? Like there should be more concerted piles, right? But it seems very loose.
Just for him stomping around you. Does somebody still have oil?
I do.
Kagan should, I think, too, right? Because he has like 3 flasks of oil from that for the lanterns, right?
So then, I mean, I guess he'll get grabbed oil from somebody first, but I'm gonna try and just like dump a flask of oil on him.
Who gives the flask of oil to Oskeladd then? Just make sure you take it off your character sheet.
Connor have 3.
Looks like he only had 2 in total, so only has 1 left.
Oh, okay. So mine's in my pocket, so it's not safe anyway, so I'll just give it to David.
That makes sense.
Okay. So
you just douse it in oil and light it on fire?
Yeah.
That is what that wakes it up, right?
Okay, then I run away.
The oil or the fire?
The fire. Like he can pour the oil on it, no problem.
Yeah, I'm like just greasing the wheels, buddy. No worries.
Like, once actual damage happens, then it like awakens.
All right, then I run.
And then I shoot an arrow at it.
I go, boy, here we go. Then
we all have a plan to turn for when it's surprise round.
Yeah, my intention here is like, if this looks like it does nothing, then I don't think we're gonna hurt it with our spears. So,
I'm opening up space here so that we can put the cards down when we inevitably do
Darkness. You may flee or riddle in the dark. You may cast spells targeting yourself and not others.
I put little cards on the side beyond the walls of each of the rooms to signify what each room had for light. But
that's terrifying. Okay. Yeah, there's no way we're gonna be able to like kill this thing.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like, right? It's just like made of swords.
Dude, that is 150% undead. Look at that guy. So undead.
Yes, I didn't look closely enough at the picture. It is not the actual thing that you're fighting is non-undead.
All right.
It does look cool though.
Yeah, it does. It also looks like spirits will never hurt that thing. So here we go. Sticks and stones and all that. Does the fire do anything to it?
It does. We'll like make a roll, I think, for that. Let me think.
Maybe somebody else should do it. Just take all that back.
Trying to think what would be an easy like thing I could do. Oh, maybe I could just give it a condition.
I don't know how that works. Yeah, it's all melty. It has bad armor now.
Right. Let me take a look at the options I have available to me. Here we go. Monstrous conditions.
Now that it let me pour oil on it, now I'm wondering if we could have dug it up.
I think we'll just give it injured, right? So it's just going to suffer -1 dice on everything it tries to do.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty solid.
So you are, I mean, it makes sense to me that like if you're dousing it in oil and setting it on fire, it's going to like start melting, right?
No, yeah, I mean, sounds good to me. All right. Hey, maybe there's a chance.
Like there's obviously some limits to that. Like it is magical, but like I think the idea that it's just like becoming more misshapen and having difficulty moving correctly makes sense.
But if it's warm, then maybe we can actually poke it. So maybe we'll have a chance.
Yeah.
Okay. It's might 3, right?
It is not. So this is the issue that we're going to first run up against. So it is might 4.
Okay, well, at least it's not like 6 or something.
Which means you can't kill it, but you can drive it off or capture it.
Wait, aren't we might 3?
Or, yes, you're might 3. So
we can't kill anything that's only 1 might level above us.
Let me double check. I might be wrong about that.
Were we might 3 before those people joined us?
Yeah, might 3 is just like your individual
standard
ability to do stuff. Yeah, it's about being human, I think. Not
not how many people you have.
Yeah.
I'm only human after all.
You can't attack. Okay, so you can't capture it, but you can kill it.
Okay.
So you can try to kill, you can try to drive off. You could also try to just like flee.
Right. Yeah, I mean, well, part of me says we should. Okay, so I also read a thing that said you can't chase something off if it can't escape the room, and it looks bigger than any of the exits in this place.
Yeah.
So I think we have to kill it, right?
That makes sense to me.
Also, if zombies had higher health would drive off than kill, this definitely does. I mean, it's literally a robot. So it definitely doesn't care about living or dying, which I assume is the criteria for having more like drive off HP than kill HP, right? Is whether or not it cares about whether it dies.
Something along those lines, yeah.
It's like the only reason that I can think of that a zombie would be harder to kill than it would be to drive off is that it doesn't care if it dies. And I assume.
So the zombies were easier to kill than they were to drive off. Remember?
Or that's what I meant. The only way that makes sense is if it's because they don't care about surviving, and so that's why it's easier to just chop them into pieces.
Right. It's easy. It's harder to get them to flee somehow. Right.
And I assume that that's truer for a robot than it is for a zombie.
That seems like a good guess.
All right. So I mean, we're probably all going to die. We're probably all going to die, but I think killing it's our only option. So.
All right. Here we go.
Nice knowing you guys. I see Kagan decided he didn't want to fight, so thanks, Kagan. Appreciate that.
All right, so you guys are going to try to kill it. It is going to try to kill you, I think. Especially if you set it on fire. I think it's just.
It was just a mistake, I was trying to make it, all nice and shiny, and I dropped my match,
Compare the might of the team to determine what effect it has. Oh yeah.
Might of the team or the
Yeah, let me double check this because I know that there's like the whole like dice difference. For having higher might that you should have got last time for the Draugr and we forgot about. I think we realized it halfway through, but
yeah, the dice difference. It was just that you get more successes if you succeed.
Yes. So
it wasn't.
Your might grants you +1 success per point of might greater than your opponents for all successful or tied actions in kill, capture, or drive out conflicts. So this will get that to you.
Right.
So it has -1 dice, but if it actually gets a tie or success, then it will get that extra success.
Okay. Now it occurs to me that combat rules, he could just like body slam one of these guys and we'd all die instantly, right? Because he only actually technically has to do damage to one guy.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because if he does enough damage, then
so the intention were for these guys to be body bags is not going to help at all. Basically,
no, it will, right? Because they all have their individual hit points, and so he'll have to go through their hit points, right?
But if you do too much damage to one person, the damage carries over, so that it doesn't actually.
Yes, but that
right?
The hit points, he's still having to get through all of your hit points. It's just that there will be he doesn't have to kill each one individually, like one at a time. He can kill swaths of people at once, but there's still that blanket of hit points. That is all the bandits, you know.
But our blanket, we roll, and it's only one person rolling, so it's still going to be kind of a small blanket of hit points on it.
Yeah, but everybody's given help and stuff, right?
Oh, I suppose that's true. All right, I guess we'll see how it goes.
As long as you're giving them hit points in the conflict, right, that they can use to be in the conflict, then they can do things.
Right.
So even if they can't take an action, they can help and stuff. So.
Okay.
Okay, because I think the idea, right, is probably that Oskeladd is in front with all of the bandits, and then Kagan and Eldrid will have their own turns to do maneuvers and things, right? And then Oskeladd will get like 4 dice of help every time he tries to do anything.
That also is probably a good way to do it, just because then we won't have to like worry about.
So does this guy get to make 3 moves, or does he just get to make 1?
He does, yeah.
He makes 3 moves, yeah. Which is how it would be if any of us fought by ourselves.
If any of you fought by yourselves, you'd have to do the same thing.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
it's just a lot better for him, I think.
Oskeladd is the conflict captain.
Are you sure?
I assume so. Makes sense.
Actually, wait, no. I think wasn't it better for?
I think I had 1 extra dice.
Yeah, it turned out to be better for you to roll.
You roll for the group's disposition. You add +1 die for each other character helping, and it's fighter, I believe.
Well, I think he could use hunter too, and his hunter he had like a fork, so it was better.
You can't do it for this because for kill it just says fighter is the skill you have to roll.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, bummer. Okay. Well, I don't suppose you have.
That's what he had to do before. You guys weren't trying to capture them, so drive off just says fighter as well. So I don't know why he would have gotten.
Oh, yeah. You let me fork in hunter.
Fork in hunter. Yes. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. That's fine. Sorry, I thought you were saying roll hunter. That's my.
Oh, I did. Maybe I was confused. Do you have fighter also?
Yeah, I have 3 fighter, and then I can fork in hunter.
Hunter.
And
then. Okay. Then that was what happened. All right, I was confused.
So still better for you. Engineer, because this is a dungeon.
No. Yes, this game will just be Jared constantly trying to lobby for forks that are not viable in this game. You also get to add in 6 dice beyond that, Eldrid, for the help of all your party members.
Maybe we'll actually survive 1 or 2 hits.
Oh, sorry. Teammates may help the roll with the listed skill. So Kagan doesn't have fighter, obviously, so he can't help.
I literally don't have a fighting skill.
Yeah. That might be something to learn at some point, but
I mean, every time we do a fight, doesn't he get a thing?
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the time to learn something new. But all the bandits have 3 in fight, so in fighter, so they can help. So 5 extra dice beyond your fork there, and you can roll fighter to determine the amount of hit points that everybody has. And you're adding this to the rating of your fighter as well. So
I'm using calm. to get another dice.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you're the conflict captain, it sounds like Eldrid's then, I guess, telling everybody what to do, right?
Okay.
And you can do that calmly. So yeah, you can mark that in. Give yourself an
And the
extra.
firstborn.
I don't think so.
The elves are the ones who first created constructs.
I don't think that's true.
Nice. I mean, that's pretty good.
Nice job. Yeah. So we're adding that to
more than
your.
half.
You have fighter of 3, right?
Yep.
So 9 altogether
health.
is the hit points you have. The guardian statue also has his hit points. I'll go ahead and add that to his sheet.
Isn't there a thing I could spend to reroll all failed dice?
That's a call on and
there is something like that in this.
Was it a wise, a trait, or a...
it's for a wise thing. You can spend a persona point to roll a number of dice equal to the failed dice generated from a test. Related to a wise. So if you can do that, you have to spend a persona
archery point. Wise, and that's the primary way I'm attacking it.
If you want to spend the persona point, I suppose.
How many dice is that? That's 1, 2, 4.
Also, as a note, make sure you're listing how many of these Artha you're spending on your sheet, because that's what determines level up.
You think it's worth it, David, to spend the 4 to reroll?
Maybe. How much persona do you have?
I have 1 left. I don't know what else I'd use it for, though.
Yeah, I'm just because this is sort of what keeps us alive. So
same rule applies for Torchbearer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Then
you can keep the persona around to.
I'm not doing that.
Well, yeah. I mean, we are a lot less likely to die in the first place if we have more health. But I mean, 9 isn't bad. Yeah. Hopefully, he says before he takes 9 damage in one shot.
All right, sounds good. So we got disposition.
He gets -1. Remember.
I don't think that counts.
How are you splitting the hit points amongst everybody? I'm assuming you're just gonna give the bandits each one. Yeah.
So that's how many do we have left after that?
You have 9 total, so that's 5 left.
5. So 2. So 1 for Connor and then 2 for David. Not very much.
No, not really.
Sorry,
but
Connor.
We get HP back when we defend.
Yeah.
So
we just need to stay alive and then just keep defending so we can throw them at them repeatedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw the punching bags repeatedly.
Yep.
Yeah, and as a note, like going down in hit points, like in getting unconscious, doesn't automatically give you like the injured or whatever thing. Right. It's always determined by like the end of the conflict what the compromises are.
Because you can get healed back.
Yeah, exactly. Right. This is all. It's all abstracted to be like, oh, you're pushed up. Like it's like what is it? Aragorn getting slammed by the cave troll into the wall, right? And then he comes back and he's like dazed, but he's fine, right? Like, and at the end of that, he can just still run through Moria just fine. So,
you can't take actions if you're out there, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So there's certain procedure for like if you were supposed to take an action next and you're out, then someone else has to take it, and yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. So now that that's all in, we did decide what the terms are, right? So you're trying to kill, he's trying to. Okay. I don't think he's actually trying to kill you guys because I'm trying to think of like his actual like magical programming here. It's to keep you away from the gold. Right. So he's fine with driving you off. Like he won't pursue you if you run. So that seems more like a drive off from him, actually.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So that's what he'll get if he like succeeds the flying colors. Like you may die, you might get hurt or something, or like have people die if things are like really. If he get like if he wins with flying colors, right? That's definitely a thing that can happen. But in terms of the actual. Yeah. In terms of what like he's actually wanting, it's driving off.
Right. Okay. Here's a question I have for like just the way this combat system works. Like, say we're all up here and we're fighting, and then Eldrid's back here and she shoots an arrow, but the way that it's scripted is we are attacking because she's shooting an arrow and he's attacking. But he's not attacking her. He's attacking me, and I'm just standing there with my shield. So how does that work? Because he's just going to do a huge tons of damage, like he's attacking her, even though he's not. You know what I mean? Because it's independent roll then for the way we scripted it.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm sort of confused about with the conflict stuff,
Yeah.
right? Is like, it seems like the person who's rolling. So I think probably what's true is these positions on the map don't matter, which Torchbearer doesn't care about. It's
basically just like a mosh pit.
It's a mosh pit. Everyone's so the if Eldrid has to roll against the statue, then she is somehow in the line of fire. Because of how the statue is moving. I don't think you guys get control over that unless you're taking actions that aren't. Because you could take defend actions, right, and try to
or maneuvers.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Because I think we need to. It's fun to have the map, but we have to remember that it doesn't actually mean anything in terms of D&D style.
So basically, like you would describe him like bowling through us,
and
yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Interesting. Because the other reason, like, it would make more sense, except that we have individual HP. So it's like he is attacking individual people, but also he's not, and it's weird. So all right.
Yeah, I think we'll just try to describe it based on what he actually is able to accomplish with the roll. We can be like, okay, this is how it happened, because he managed to take out like 3 of the bandits, and okay, so he must have swept them all aside with a giant, whatever.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, so go ahead and figure out what you want to do for actions. So let me figure out what
I assume you'll script first.
He wants to do. Yeah, and you guys can talk about what you want to do. But I'll just pick for him real quick here.
I mean, I'm guessing we want to try and maneuver first, right? Because we want to try and get some advantage before because if we attack and he attacks, it needs to be worth the amount of damage we're going to take. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Does that make sense?
Maneuver, attack, defend.
You didn't hear Connor.
No, I heard. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, your token was in the hallway, so. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Because there's no point to defend until we get hurt, and we're more likely to get hurt when we're attacking. So
yeah, so as you guys you set the thing on fire, it takes the sword out of the hole that it had it locked into, and then it's not really yelling or anything, but it's wobbling and I'm on fire, and it takes out its sword and is just trying to swing it around.
Yeah. I wonder if I could have taken the sword. Was it clenching the sword?
It was clenching the sword locked into the
Bummer. All right. Okay, cool. Here we go, boys. Time to do the thing.
All right, so I got
82 dice.
Boys and girl, 82 dice.
No, I'm sure. Does he get -1 for this part too, kid, because he's on fire?
Yeah, he gets -1 to everything because he's injured. Yeah. I don't think he gets -1 to disposition roll, though. I assume that's not.
Well, he's on. I think his disposition would be affected if you're on fire. I'd be pretty upset if I was on fire.
Well, that's a fair statement. But.
He has the anger condition as well. Though for him that doesn't matter because he doesn't have
brain.
Well, no, there's actually I can't remember what it is, but there's some bad thing that adventurers get when they're angry. They can't use something or whatever. But whatever that is, I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. Monsters don't have it, so it doesn't matter. They're just angry.
Oh.
But once they get all the conditions, if they do manage to get all the conditions like you, they can drop dead, right?
Yeah. Oops, that's how I meant to do. There you go.
What did you say? Who's attacking at what point?
I'm assuming we have to decide the people beforehand. Is that right?
Yes. There are specific people taking specific action.
All right, hold on. Let me get a text thing here. So we got. I forgot. No, it's black text. Hold on. White text. Oh no!
You just tell me.
Yeah, but now I can just move it around anytime we do this because it's not always going to be the same.
Oh yeah.
So it's just going to require me to remember everyone's name. So I assume we're doing it like this. Right? Is that appropriate? Does that make sense, guys? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Sure.
Why is no?
Wait, Connor's
Let
attacking?
me do it. I got it.
No.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you. Your attack is in the middle.
You have to hold in Alt, otherwise it's gonna snap to the grid.
Oh,
okay. But I moved the other one and it was fine. I don't know. Anyways.
So I get +2 to maneuver.
Oh. Well, yeah.
But also Connor gets nothing. Okay.
As he either has to attack or maneuver because I'm the best for defending.
Gotcha.
I think, unless Kagan's
That
good
makes
at
sense.
I have a shield. So.
I mean, could one of the bandits roll attack and then Connor help the bandit?
I don't know that
Because the bandits all have fight.
that's.
Or wait, no, but well, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know if it matters.
What do you
too
roll to
much.
maneuver?
Yeah, fight. I think everything you do is fight, pretty much, right? Isn't that right?
There are different things. So I believe that it is fight is to, let's see. Okay, you're gonna kill.
You were good at maneuvering.
Fighter
last time,
is
so.
attack and feint, and health is defend and maneuver.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Okay.
we want him to do those because he has health.
Yeah, okay, it's different in drive off and kill.
Yeah, 'cause it was
so
will
you guys were
before,
using
yeah.
will before to drive off, but for kill it's health
Okay.
because you're like actually getting yourselves
Mhm.
into
Okay.
dangerous position.
Like there was something else that was important, but oh well. Here we go.
Doesn't his polearm give him +1 to maneuver or whatever?
Yes, I think that was another reason why he was good at it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I set my backpack and my lantern in this cart where it's nice and safe and not going to get hurt at all ever.
Why
Sounds
didn't
good.
you set it in the hallway?
Because
Because I need it to
see.
fight.
Oh,
Yeah, it's dark in here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's do it. Let's flip the first one.
maneuver.
So Kagan is
What
gonna,
a surprise.
yeah. I had a feeling that was going to be the first thing he did because he's a robot, and so that's why maneuver was what I wanted to do because it's a versus. So we might actually not insta die.
All right, how does this work? Here we go. So, attack versus feint, or maneuver. Sorry, is versus. And attack as an action is just rolling to try to do damage to the hit points, and maneuver is trying to spend margin of success to do cool effects. And then I think the idea basically is that if Kagan gets higher, then the Guardian can't actually get any damage in because there's maneuvering happening. So do you want to describe this for us before we actually make the roll the dice? What's actually happening here, right? So the monster's just swinging, right? Guardian's statue is just swinging its sword wildly at you guys. Kagan, how are you maneuvering to possibly negate its attack?
Just like take a bath in the gold, and it'll obviously get really mad about it, so it'll come after you.
I don't think anything particularly spectacular. I think it honestly looks kind of gimp. He's just kind of ducking and like stumbling around, trying to.
Right, you're just kind of keeping it at pole arm's length, right? Just kind of poking it every once in a while, trying to.
Well,
so margin
I
of success that you can
makes the most
spend,
sense
right,
with
is you can
maneuver.
spend it to impede, gain position, disarm, or rearm yourself. So
okay. I mean, I was thinking he was just like tucking and rolling,
That's
just
fine.
ducking. But I suppose that's not really the goal of maneuver. Okay.
No, that'd be more like defense, I think, probably. Yeah, you're trying to gain like an advantage.
An advantage.
So he still looks like gimp, but I think he's gonna try and disarm him.
right, yeah. So you're trying to like use
Like
your
trying
polar
to
arms.
poke
Yeah.
his hand.
Sure, sounds good. All right.
No, I'm doing it from back here. Sorry.
Yeah, he has a really long pole arm.
Mhm.
What am I rolling for that? Is that
That should be
Health.
Health, yeah.
okay?
And you also ought to get dice from your spear, I think.
Oh yeah, you
So
get
that's
dice for your glaive, your halberd.
just need to like move this. That
Halberds get +1 dice to maneuver. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. So I'm just adding Gara supplies.
And how should we divvy up the mooks?
You're all just gonna help me, I think, mostly.
Okay.
Oh well, I guess we don't have to do that.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah. I
Oh,
guess.
and actually, I'm just defending, so really that doesn't even like.
So for the attack roll, then probably, or
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Am I rolling against a 0 ob, just open ended?
You are
No,
rolling
it
against
is-
1.
Oh,
Okay. Man,
yeah.
you rolled really bad.
Yeah,
Hey, he has a 5. This is
Three,
actually
let's
possible.
go,
We can
baby.
actually do this. Hey.
you could disarm.
Oh, sorry. Actually, he
No,
has one more dice beyond what I just rolled.
No.
Well, but
Well, it
he
doesn't
also has a
matter.
penalty, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's injured. Yeah.
Goodness. All right. So we have 2 dice. So it's 2 to give us +2, I think. I'm just gonna look instead
Where
of
is it?
talking out of my butt.
I need to find this stupid.
Margin of
Combat.
success 2 is gain position. You can get a +2 dice
Yeah.
advantage to your team's next action. You can also do impede if you'd like to instead, which is
But that just wastes the point then, right? Because we can only do it once.
I
You can only do
think
each
so.
option once. Yeah, you can't use the same
Yeah.
effect twice, and we got 2, so
Yeah.
we might as well get more dice. Yeah. So you can gain position for our next attack and make the attack better.
Yeah, so Kagan, you didn't disarm him, but you're certainly distracting him with your attempts to disarm him, right?
Okay.
And just like swinging his
Yes.
giant sword around on fire.
Yeah.
So I never mind. I'll talk about it later. Yeah, cool.
Cool. So we can
Nice,
flip the next
nice.
one. You doing another attack?
Oh,
All right, this is
perfect.
gonna get ugly, guys.
Yep.
I mean, he only has 5, so you can't instantly kill us the amount of perfect
Yeah.
roll. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he only has 5. I was glancing around because I know we forgot dice on the monsters last time, but I think that was just
you just forgot their weapons.
I forgot their weapons and I forgot that they could help each other. But in
in this case,
I
it's
remembered the
yeah.
weapon. That was the dice I remembered. But
Oh.
it gets away from the injured.
Right.
So I think it is
And
5.
he doesn't have help. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Yeah, you should just take all of the hey, we're doing all right here, guys. This is possible. I thought we were screwed. All right, we can do this. So you should take all
the mooks.
Yeah, take all the mooks for this because I can handle 5 dice on myself. At least theoretically, I can equal that.
That sucks. Oh.
Oof, that's rough.
I mean, I guess that's half. Oh wait, yeah, that's half.
I mean, yeah, he
Well,
does
so
take
this
4.
is remember these are independent tests. These aren't.
Oh,
Remember, you're both doing damage to each other,
yeah.
at
He
once.
takes 4 damage there. So
and you guys take. And this is against you though, so he did 2 damage to you, Eldrid. So you're actually out.
Wait, does he get to choose who
right.
it goes against?
it's just
It's-
whoever he's rolling.
It's
against.
whoever he's rolling against.
Oh,
So
I mean,
basically,
how do the mooks take damage then?
They would be.
they're just helping. I think.
They're helping, and they can be bloat, right? If he gets damage above what you had, then he would start.
Oh.
Yeah, like
getting
if he'd
down
done
to-
3
So
damage,
we-
he would enact one of them.
So essentially, what's happening is they're not going to take any damage, and at the end of the fight, we're going to be weak, and then they're
Well,
going to
no, because we don't. If we started a new fight with them, we wouldn't be like down health. That's not
Yeah,
how it
as a
works.
note, the hit points don't mean that you're getting injured. Remember, they're just
They're
like
just your ability to act.
your ability to
basically.
act in the combat.
And as soon as I defend here in a minute, you'll get HP back. Hopefully,
wait.
as long as I roll well.
Wait. I forgot to add Connor's +2 that he just gave me.
Oh,
Oh,
with the
yeah.
positioning. Nice.
Well, you have to
Nice.
roll the dice. It's
Well,
not
yeah,
2
I'm gonna.
successes.
Do it right, yeah.
So
Nice.
all right.
So more
5 altogether.
Hey,
Very
we're
nice.
doing good. We're doing good.
You are
guys.
doing
We got
good. That
this.
was good.
Yeah. All right.
But then yeah, so basically, right? Eldrid probably, and you want to describe, Jared, how you put some arrows in him.
And then get
yeah,
slapped
she's just
super hard.
aiming for all the joints, trying to gummy
Mhm.
up.
You the legless thing. You jump on his head and
The
shoot him in the
limbs.
head, and then he like throws you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, joints
Yeah.
is a good idea.
Yep. So with your arrows going into the joints and it's starting to slow down, and then it kind of cracks through some of them, and then like it's bowling through the other people to be like, this thing is attacking me, and then he like slams you against a wall. Right, and so he's like over here now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and flip the next card, yeah. Do
Oh,
an
big
attack
surprise
again.
attack. I grabbed the
Stay
aggro.
Oskeladd.
Also, I guess you have no. HPs now.
So we got 2 successes that time.
Okay. So I'd like to argue that because he's enormous, this should count as like a narrow corridor for my spear.
Actually, as a note, one of the mooks should have gone down too because he has a +1 success because he has the higher might than you on a successful test, and since it was independent, it was successful.
Succeeds. Yeah, that's true.
So one of the mooks goes down as well. So he probably bowls through one of the mooks, right, and then hits Eldrid.
Okay. Are we tracking our health somewhere?
I'm tracking.
Okay. All right. So yeah, what do you think? Is that cool? Can I count this as a narrow corridor since he takes up almost the whole width of the thing?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's not that much more narrow. How much more narrow could it be for him?
2 more squares.
That's not much. That's like 5 feet. It's not a big deal.
I don't think it counts.
All right. So. I guess that's it. And I don't have any help with this because they all help with the attack. Oh, thank goodness. All right.
I'm
not wearing my backpack. I don't know why I don't know how to make it stop doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remembered it has armor. So it actually has that absorbed 1 point of the last attack, and then
what kind of armor does it have?
Plate armor.
Darn, are you sure it's not leather?
It is not.
Okay.
So he rolls a 1d6, which I just did. On a 6, the armor is still usable. So.
Right. What was I doing?
And so you were defending against his attack. You got 4 successes.
I was trying to figure out how to put my stupid. Hold on. Take my backpack off.
No, 3 successes. Okay. It doesn't actually take it off automatically. It's just indicating that you should take it off.
Why? Yeah. Okay. I guess we just ignore it. So we got 1 over, so we get 1 HP back, right?
Yep.
So I'll give it to obviously to give it to
Eldrid.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Do you want to X off one of these dudes so I know he's down?
Yeah, I put his hit points to 0 on a space that you obviously can't see, but I'll do
yeah, as I say, because I might forget that he's. I mean, you probably won't, but.
Cool.
Okay. I mean, I think we've gotten a pretty clear pattern from him thus far. Guessing he's just going to keep doing that. So do we want to just defend again and try and get more health back?
I mean, there's like 6 enchiladas, but they're like.
Oh, well, if there's 6 enchiladas, then maybe we should just.
Such a clear.
Yeah. That was perfect timing. All right. What do you think, Jared? Jared? Are you also eating? Oh no, that was him. I thought okay.
What do you want?
No, you're fine.
My wife, she just got home.
Fine. I was trying to figure out what we should do with our 6 enchiladas. No, I'm kidding. He's just probably going to keep attacking. Do you want to keep the same order, or do you want to defend and try and get more HP back first, or what do we want to do? I mean, I don't know. I feel like that worked pretty well. We could just do the same order.
Yeah. Or we could attack.
Yeah, I guess we could. Well, the thing is that if we maneuver first, we have more dice for the attack, which is ideal.
Yeah, you're right. So maneuver, defend, attack, or maneuver, attack, defend?
I think maybe we should maneuver, defend, attack just in case because the maneuver has to go to your next roll, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do we know how much health it has?
No, but it took 4 damage. And I mean, it's only 1 guy, so it shouldn't get I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a pretty solid amount, and it doesn't appear to know how to defend. So I don't think it's gonna heal much. I mean, that's probably true. It's probably going to defend now because it's hurt. But
So maneuver.
yeah, I think maybe, should we just do the same thing?
Sure.
Maneuver, attack, defend.
Yeah, the same people, I assume.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. I'm assuming no one's changing their weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah. Only got one.
Yep.
Can't use it anyway.
Oh, it did defend.
Yeah. So
what
he's
is
defending now.
Interaction there? Maneuver and defend is still a versus. Okay.
Still versus. Okay. Okay. So he'll roll to defend.
What happens if you both defend? You
He
just
got
get a bunch
3
of health
successes.
back.
Yeah, I think you both just let each
Oh,
other get the health back.
That would be really annoying. Okay. Ooh, we got 3 successes. Gross. All right.
So it's all you, Kagan.
I mean,
So-
theoretically, we could give him one or two of the mooks.
That's true.
Yeah. Do we have to decide that before you roll?
I think we have to decide it
It's a little cheap to
Before
be able to.
before you add the dice. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like, I
What do you
mean, should we have figured out how many help dice we were getting before you rolled your pool? Because, or wait, did you roll?
Yeah, he got 3.
Yeah,
No,
that was your new
that was
roll,
me.
right? Yeah, okay, yeah. My question is, should we have figured out how many help dice we were getting before you rolled?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Probably. Okay. I mean, I was intending just to keep him for the attack because we want to try and kill it.
Okay.
So
Let's
I feel
do
like
that then.
maybe we should honor that just because. But I mean, maybe that wasn't your guys' intention, but.
So yeah,
How many
Kagan,
dice
it's
do you
just
get?
health for you.
Health plus your halberd.
Okay.
Wait, does it? It doesn't get its weapon bonus to maneuver, does it?
You mean to defend?
To
Whatever it was
defend.
doing.
It has a separate thing that gives it an extra success, actually. So it would have been 3 successes.
But it would have had 1 less dice because it's injured.
Do you want me to just roll again then?
Sure. So, but I mean, if it gets a free success, well, yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Yeah, go ahead. and
Yeah.
just redo
So
it.
typically, what I usually do is no matter what, I take off the last die, right,
Okay, I mean, that
from
works for
everything.
me.
And if we are just consistent with that, it shouldn't matter. So that means
Right.
he actually gets 4 successes total.
But isn't that like a only if you succeed kind of thing though?
Yeah, but it's oh right. We'll wait until he gets his
Yeah.
roll in. Then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the chances of us getting more than 3 successes are pretty low, but
So my ob is 3 or 4.
Your ob is 3. Yeah.
3,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. The extra success thing will only come into
Oof.
play. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
so he gets 2 HP back.
he gets 4 HP back.
Well,
Yikes.
no, he gets 2 HP back, right? Because
Oh, margin. Yeah.
yeah.
Yup.
I was about to say, yeah, that we did.
Yeah, so-
we've done
so Kagan,
really nothing.
You try doing the same
Same
thing,
thing.
right? Like you try, but he sees through your tricks. Like he's smarter
Yeah.
than you guys thought. Like the fire's starting to die down now, right? And he's getting
Yeah.
more control of like, what he's actually doing and starts to maneuver himself.
That makes sense.
Okie dokie.
Okey-dokey.
Oskeladd. Or sorry, Eldrid,
It's Eldrid, yeah, I think.
with the attack, and then he will attack again for that one. So
So I get nothing from Connor this time, right?
Yep.
Right.
Mm,
You get all the mix.
yeah.
it is nice that like maneuver and defend are options that any character can do without like having a fighting skill. So even these characters can help.
It's nice, yeah, especially because it's so restrictive on what skills work
Yeah.
in fighting. Like, it's good that they have options that anyone can do. Yeah,
Oh man, he's rolling so
Sure.
badly.
oofed.
He only got a 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice. Hey,
that
guess
was
what? That was
sick.
its amount of hit points. You got him
Let's
down.
go.
Now he has armor.
Oh right. Yeah, you're right. So he has 1, and then he has to roll the d6 to see if he. Yeah, so it's still useful.
Oh, what a troll! At least you didn't get that on his roll. But we take a damage too.
You do take 1 damage. Yeah. So
So-
Eldrid is back down to 0.
Bye, guys.
Oh my gosh! All right.
It's honestly
What a roller
maybe not
coaster.
even that Eldrid like is being knocked out. It's probably just that the thing gets too close to her and she can't get her arrows in, right? Because that's her only
She
weapon,
has to
right?
like dodge.
She has to like run
roll
away,
and-
right, until
yeah.
she has like the ability to get defense from you, right, to block
Right,
its
yeah. So we can grab
advance.
aggro. Yeah.
Indeed.
Ow.
So you're doing defend, and it is doing
Yeah.
maneuver at this time.
Okay.
Let me check if it has any extra dice to maneuver here.
I assume it doesn't get dice to everything, right?
It does not.
Okay.
But it does get an extra success if it gets it with its
just does
stone
that all the
arms.
time, right? Because it's might higher than us.
This is an extra thing. It has like
Oh, jeez.
although I guess it has to equip a particular weapon. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this case, it does
Thank
not.
goodness. I was like,
Yeah.
thanks. All right.
So it is just rolling the 4, but it does have that extra success that it can get. Oh, hey, which actually means another one of the mooks goes down because of the last thing.
Oh, right, because we both attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. All right.
Okay, 2 successes on its maneuver.
What am I forgetting? Oh, right, yeah. Oh, thank goodness.
Very good.
All right, so we get 2 HP back. So I'll give 1 to Eldrid and 1 to a mook.
Mhm.
Okay. Very good. And then, are you guys planning on doing the same thing?
You got a
It's worked
script
so
before
far.
we tell you what we're gonna do.
Oh,
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking. I mean, he said it has 1 HP. Maybe we should just attack
Let's
it.
do a feint.
Oh. Yeah. So the scary thing about feint is that if he attacks, we do nothing. We just die.
Mhm.
If he defends, we
Pwn stomp him.
actually no. Yeah. If we defend, yeah, then we basically just kill him. If he feints, it's a versus, but if he maneuvers, it's like really risky.
Mhm.
But he's really low. I mean, it makes sense that his first thing will be defend, because if he doesn't, he'll just die, right?
But it's also Caleb. Caleb's
Yeah,
not
but I
good
mean,
at strategize.
No. What I mean is, I think he'll play it like it makes sense. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if the thing is almost dead, it makes sense that it would try and, I feel like that is a reasonable time to use something cool like feint. And I suppose we could just feint and attack. There's
Feint, attack, defend.
I'm gonna check. There's a small chance we die if we do that. What's our health at?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, okay. So I mean,
You're only
you have
losing
to
2.
really,
So.
you really have to slap us silly a couple times to.
Yeah.
What do you think, Connor? I'm pitching on the strategy meeting.
I have no input.
It actually is a
Great,
really
thanks.
good thing you had these mooks, though, because you were probably 1 hit point away from dying
Yeah.
without
I
them.
mean, yeah, they made a huge difference for sure. Yeah, there was a reason I didn't want to just run them into the blade. So I was like, I don't know if this is possible even with them. So
Yeah.
D&D is like, you have a giant golem made out of iron. It's cool. You just punch it to death. You're a superhuman. This game, not so much. I was a little worried. All right, yeah, I mean, I think we'll just do.
And I'm going to leave our fate in your hands, David.
Oh boy, why would you do that to me? All right, let's do this in a way that makes sense. Hold on. So I think you get a benefit to attack, but not feint, right, Jared?
I get a benefit to maneuver and attack.
From your weapon, okay.
Connor gets a benefit to maneuver and attack as well.
Is feint
But he
fight?
can't attack.
Feint is fight, yep. So it needs to be
All right.
Oskeladd or Eldrid doing that.
And then defend is
Is
health.
Yep.
So Connor
You
could
know-
theoretically defend.
I've been rolling
Oh.
fight this whole time, and I
Yeah.
have one more dice for health.
We have one more dice for health.
I have 3 in fight and 4 in health.
That's hilarious.
I mean, at least it wasn't cheating.
Yeah, at least it wasn't the opposite way around. Yeah.
Yeah, because then I would have felt bad. This way, it's not the end of the world.
This way
I
you can
think
feel
I-
vindictive about it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we win, I won't feel like it was
right.
And we're getting there.
If you
So,
lose, that will be
then I'll be like,
really salty.
No. yeah, exactly. All right, I think I did this. No, I did this wrong.
I mean, I already chose mine, so you can flip them if you need to. Look
Yeah,
at
but
them.
I'm just trying to put the names in the right place. But I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think this is right. Yeah, that's what I had to do. Okay.
And lucky for you guys,
Wait.
he is indeed defending.
Okay. So here's my question. Do I have to I decide now how many mooks I want, right? Now that I know what the interaction is?
Yep.
Okay. I just check. Because
Sure.
I was like, I didn't want to be like, nah, now that I know this is going to work well, I'm going to take all the mooks.
I think it was already implied that you were doing that. Like, I don't think there was a time. Like, attack
Well,
was
like-
before, but then it makes sense to do it on feint this time.
Yeah, right. If I had told you that I wanted all the mooks on feint and then you had attacked, I'd have wasted them. And so that's why I was like,
Sure. Yeah, it probably wanted to say that before we flip then, but it's fine. I mean,
well, because like I think you declare your action before you build a pool. So I think this made sense. But I mean, I guess it is kind of like a.
Let me look.
Yeah.
You go ahead and add your dice and stuff, but
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just checking real quick.
So do you just not roll, right? If I defend and
All right. So when helping, players
Yeah.
must describe their character's contributions in line with the action being played by the conflict captain. They must possess the skill required for this action type. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it matters when you say.
Okay.
You get help, so you're good. So is it just like you get to wreck him for free?
yeah, so he doesn't roll on it, but I
He
did
doesn't roll.
awfully. I think I got enough though, because I only needed 1, right? 2
Yeah,
technically.
he had
'cause
one.
of his
He had one
armor.
hit point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he has
yeah.
armor, but it's
He has armor.
2
It
rolls,
absorbs. It's 2. Yeah, he goes down.
Okay. I almost bombed that somehow with 6 dice.
And his armor would have been useless after this
Oh,
anyway.
hey.
So
It finally melts off, and then
yeah, do you want
jump
to
and
describe
plant
how
the
you
spear and-
take him down?
So does he have like a core or something? Like what's driving him?
I probably should have described this earlier. It might have been relevant, but he actually has a burning rune on his back. It's glowing.
Oh, interesting. I spit some of my holy spit on it now that I've drank my holy water, and like jump up and jam my spear into its back because it's attacking Ingrid or Eldrid. I don't know why I keep thinking your name's Ingrid. Eldrid. I've almost said it like 5 times, and I check first. So I haven't said it out loud.
Yeah, and
but-
I think maybe we say that like normally it would be not a vulnerable spot, but since the metal started like burning
It's, like,
off and melting
melting,
off, right? It exposed like the kind of inner workings of the rune, and you can
maybe
just like, the rune
maybe
itself is
runes were,
probably not
like,
working well anymore.
twisting. Yeah,
Yeah. And so you just managed to
lost
jam it in
function.
there and just take him down.
Yeah, it's like Alphonse. I scratched his blood souls thing.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about
Anyways.
Crow Inquisitors, Alphonse.
But I guess it was a feint. That wasn't very much feinting, but I don't know.
I mean,
good.
it was trying to defend, right? And so it's trying to you can notice that it's trying to keep its rune.
And to be
from-
fair, so far Eldred has done all the attacking, and so me doing the attacking is kind of a feint already.
That's true. Yeah.
So cool. Sounds good to me.
Sweet. Yeah. So
Yeah, we
you
did
won
it.
the conflict, but you
Huzzah.
do have a compromise, right?
Oh, all our mooks died. Man, that's rough.
So you have
What a shame.
only 2 hit points of compromise, so just a minor compromise. So it says here the losing side may ask for a small part of their goal or something related to it. The loser angers, exhausts, or injures the winner in a manner appropriate to the compromise, or the loser is defeated but they flee, or they're caught but they stand and fight. So I think the one that makes the most sense in this is you guys like get a condition. So let's go with exhausts, right?
That seems fair.
The fight just took it out of you, right?
Yeah.
So everybody go ahead and mark exhausted.
That's not even a very bad one.
Yeah, I mean, I could give you
may not
injured,
use
but
instinct for free though. That's
but
a
yes,
bummer.
that you are no longer able to use your instinct for free because you're exhausted.
Rough, buddy.
uh,
Does wine get rid of exhausted?
It does not. No.
Which
you
one
have
does
to.
wine get rid of?
You have to rest. Wine gets rid of angry.
Oh, okay.
So,
I can also help you get rid of angry. I have a magical thing that I do that calms people down.
yeah. So the bandits are also exhausted. But I think what we get right is the bandits are like one of them is lifting the other to his feet, right? The guy who got knocked down, and Hoggy is just like, that was some fight. Good job there. You with the spear. I don't know if we ever exchanged names exactly.
He said his name to me.
I do not give him my name.
Was it Hoagie? What was his
Hoggy.
name?
Hoagie. What's up, Hoagie?
Hoggy. Oh yeah, I'm like. Oh yes.
I give him a little grin, like
I'm. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm Oskeladd, and like hold my hand out to like shake his hand. It goes pretty good. I wasn't sure that was gonna. Yeah, that went better than I expected.
Yeah, he shakes your hand. He says, "So, how are we going to split the gold here exactly?" My men seem to go out the most, so I think we should be entitled to a little bit more of a share.
Originally they said they wanted to split it in half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm like, well, Eldrid took her share of the beating, and we did agree to half. So I think that seems fair.
And I think this is maybe the time for a negotiator role, right?
Great. I'm sure we all have real high wait, is there a negotiator?
Yeah. Or haggler.
Oh, haggler. I almost took that.
Kagan has haggler.
I'm thinking this.
I mean, if we want to roll for it, yeah.
Can I help with?
Because I think given how well the combat went, right? I think they're willing to actually negotiate for the treasure at this point.
Yeah.
But if like there's a horrible failure here, then maybe the things break down and you guys have to fight.
But can I help with either criminal or orator here for negotiation? I mean, if I was a grifter, I feel like this would be an appropriate.
Let me double check what is going on here. So haggler. Sure. And it's a versus test.
And then you got to go, right, Connor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure we just make this roll then.
Yeah,
at the end.
That makes sense. We can cliffhanger on however it ends.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just so the only thing it says for help is manipulator. So some people with manipulator can go ahead and help.
But these are criminals, so I can still use criminal, right?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
So they can help each other too. So I think the actual final dice here is going to be, oh man, they only got two successes. That's terrible.
You guys both have manipulator though, right?
Yeah.
So one of you can help the other. All right.
And then Connor can also fork manipulator as well.
Yep.
Dope. All right.
So yeah, Kagan,
wait, hold on. Do you have any traits? Because I mean, it's the end of the session, so you might as well.
I mean, skeptical and dream haunted. Skeptical.
Can I give?
You've already used skeptical this time.
Yeah, I've already used the check anyway, or the beneficial use.
Yep.
Can I give him touched by the gods and be like, I'm a man of my word because I'm a priest or whatever it is?
No, I don't think you can like invoke traits to help other people's roles. I think it's just for you.
Okay.
That's why I had you roll to bowl down Eldrid earlier.
Right. Yeah. Wait, what's your? Do you have a? No, never mind. You don't have any persona.
No, yeah, I don't have any of that.
I mean, you'll probably be fine.
For help, I'm getting 1 die from Jared's manipulator. I'm getting one die from.
No, I don't have anything that can help.
You're getting 1 die from your own manipulator.
My own manipulator, and that's it then.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Obtuse.
So that's 5, and the obvious 2.
Sweet.
You can do it. You did it.
Yeah.
We've actually had really good luck this session.
Yeah,
we have.
Cool. Yeah. So, Kagan, do you want to describe how you step up to like lead the negotiations and stuff?
And what was our? Are we deciding? Am I deciding right now what I'm negotiating for, or did we decide on what we wanted to negotiate for?
So the negotiation that was happening was how to split the treasure in the room. right?
And we had decided
Right,
previously
but-
on 50-50, and I was just like, yeah, that's what we decided on. That's what we should do. But you
Okay,
made the
so-
call,
And they were saying, you know what? We were taking a beating in that fight. I think we should get a little bit more than that.
I took
Okay.
most of the beating.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, Eldrid
Yeah.
got. I think she got knocked down at least as much as they did.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Who dealt the killing blow?
I did,
Oskeladd.
So that's going to be where
but I
we're.
used all of them as help for that when I did it.
That's true.
But
They were all helping.
just to be clear, yeah.
Yeah, but their swords didn't kill the beast, or not the beast, but
I mean, neither did
No,
mine. I had a spear, but still.
well, okay, you know.
Yeah, so we should decide actually, I think, right, like what stuff you want from the room, because I can just give you like the specific stuff
This
and you can
orange is gold,
decide.
right?
Right. So you see the room contains 10D of gold coins. Pack
Bring
pack
some.
5 to carry all of it.
But there's a wheelbarrow, so it's okay.
It's true. 5D of gold bars, pack 3. A treasure chest with 2 items from loot table 3 that I can roll for. There's also a pickaxe, obviously there. A shovel, 2 large sacks, and a mining cart. So there's like 2 large sacks that are like empty and like on the mining cart.
Oh,
And then you guys can look around and look at other stuff if you'd like to like poke around more than that. But up to
can
you.
we find out
Kagan.
what the items are before we?
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Loot table 3. Let's
Well,
find that.
you guys can argue over the items after I jump off here, but
Oh, sure.
I'm gonna make the little speech for the roll. I go, listen, I get it that you came in here and you did some exploring and you figured out the dungeon and you feel that you're entitled. You
Wasn't even
feel
one of
that
their
since-
points. You just
What's that?
don't- That wasn't even one of their points.
Yeah,
Just
well,
say
I'm
you
just
make them
covering
better.
all of our bases. I'm trying to end the. I'm trying to pop it down. You know, the
Okay.
conversation's over.
Okay.
Got no reason to bring up any other points.
Mhm.
Fair.
You all think that you didn't equal share, but whose weapon was it that killed this eldritch horror? Oskeladd. Oskeladd's blade. Oskeladd's spear. Without Oskeladd, you would all be dead.
I
Now.
thought too.
Do I think that we appreciated your help? Yes. Of course. Which is why you will get 30%, 10% for each of you.
There's 4 of them, but
No, one's
he
dead.
Never, he never claimed.
no,
to be dead.
one's
he's
not
not
actually
actually
dead.
dead.
Remember?
Oh,
He just lost his HP, but he didn't. Yeah.
that X confused me.
Nah.
Yeah. That just meant he couldn't take action or get help dice.
You know what? I still say that, and the guy's like, "I'm not dead yet." No, just kidding. But
Yeah. They throw him in the
30%
cart
is
anyways.
fair. Yeah,
I,
we throw
I
him
know
in the
Fred's
cart,
a unit and only counts as half a man, but that's cold.
Yeah. Well, okay. A little too much information there. No, yeah, that's what I say. I'm gonna hop off. Unless
Well, we
That's
can end there, and then let's do Arthur real quick before we actually end, and we can split up the treasure beyond that. But I think the idea is you guys get more of a share than they do.
You want
of
to start with
stuff.
Connor so he can.
Yeah.
he can
Well, again, like
Uh,
the stream's gonna break down if he jumps off early, so we'll just do it real quick. And there's just a quick couple of Arthur things to look at, and then we'll call it. So did anyone act on their belief by taking an action in a manner driven by their belief?
No.
No.
I mean, I was willing to work with people who were like super sketchy. Does that count?
Yeah, no, totally. Yep. I think you got a favor for that.
Yeah, I did the same.
No, you weren't like pressing forward and making a whole big deal about it as Oskeladd was. Did anyone work toward their goal but not complete it?
I learned that the-
completed it.
I completed it. Learn more about what's in this place.
I
we
learned that
learned
the
about everything.
Sorcerer-King likes swords and golems.
Did Did Kagan actually make a roll towards that though, or even have like a prominent role playing moment about it?
You were trying to get books, but that didn't end up
But that was like
helping.
all Eldrid and Oskeladd, right?
Well, it was only me because the book was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But,
like the things that like Kagan rolled this time, but it was like to notice that the bandits were coming and to maneuver with the golem and to haggle here.
he was gonna roll, but then the book
Oh yeah,
burned up.
he learned that the bandits were in the cave.
That's true. He did read the
that's true,
sketch
yeah.
marks things.
I did figure out that they were there.
That's true. Yes. Okay. You can get a persona then.
Okay.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
good job remembering that.
Yep.
Jared.
Does anyone benefit from their instinct? Definitely Eldrid.
Yeah, skeptical.
Yeah.
Well, that's trait, but not instinct. But
Oh. Okay.
so
What
yeah,
is-
Eldrid, you can get a fate for that. Did anyone have gallows humor? I don't think so.
You joked about being half a man.
Oh, cool. I'll get a fate point then.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, I think that's probably it then. Did anyone play?
No, wait. I liked Connor saying 30% for 4 of them to share.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that
pretty
one.
funny.
Yeah. You know that counts. I think. Yeah, so you can get a fate for that, Kagan.
Sweet. I finally have some Martha.
Did anyone play
One of
against their
each.
belief in a dramatic fashion?
No.
No.
Did anyone? We already said. Did anyone else accomplish their goal besides Kagan?
I mean, mine was
I did.
learn more about the Sorcerer-King, but I don't know if I did that or not.
Not yet. There'll definitely be opportunities to do that next time.
I found something that benefited me in the dungeon.
Which was
Lots of gold.
yeah,
The treasure.
The treasure,
The
yeah,
treasure
yeah.
hoard.
and at the very least, you made the concrete roll to get a sword and leather armor. That was like
That's true
yeah,
too.
that was concrete.
Do I get to have worked towards learning more about the Sorcerer-King? Is that a thing?
Yes, yeah. Fighting the golem definitely is part of it, right?
So is that fate?
That's
then,
fate.
or-
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And
Yeah, fate.
succeeding is a persona.
Eldrid, yep. You get a persona. And then the only other things are most valuable player. I think that's probably Oskeladd, right? For like finishing off the golem.
Yeah.
So that's a persona there.
Okay.
And then team worker, the player who worked the hardest to keep the group together and in good shape. Who spends all their gear for their mates and sacrifices their goals for their companions.
I gave Connor my water.
You also
I
got
think-
punched in the face like
Yeah, I was
4
gonna say, I
times,
think
so
Eldrid does count for this.
Yeah.
So you can take a persona there, Eldrid. Jared does a good job of like making sure he has his inventory straight and can help with any situation that comes up.
Yeah.
So awesome.
I'm tapped.
Yeah, it's a good thing we did the boss here. I think we probably need to leave.
Well, cool. I think that's our session for today. There's still more dungeon to explore. But to be honest, I mean, you definitely just killed the most dangerous thing.
and got a bunch of money. So.
You went backwards. So that's why I set the ob to find that trap shut off at
Right,
ob 5
'cause
because
Yeah.
technically that's not the proper way to go through the dungeon. But I was like, if they get it, then yeah, they can get the secret extra, helpful path.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That was fun.
That's fun. Okie dokie.
There's no way we would have won without
Without the bandits. Yeah. I
Absolutely zero.
your guys' roles really helped
Ugh.
like get the bandits on your side and make that possible
Yeah.
for sure. So
Yeah, and he rolled poorly, and I think without them, he still probably would have killed us.
Mhm.
So, like, yeah. Ooh.
cool stuff. Well, I'm excited for next time. We'll
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead and end it here. Thanks for playing, guys. We're out.
Thank you.
Bye.
Adios.